between the lines. My love, I can't read your mind. It's hard to find between the lines.
Oh yeah.
Shawty was
Why aren't you muting?
poppin', know you got options, tryna be cautious, girl. DMs are poppin', tired of watching, tryna give you the pearl. You let me, baby, I swear this is true. I don't know what you've been through, I'll be there for you, no excuse. My love can't keep the faith. Your words just fan the flames. Oh baby, oh baby. My love, I can't read your mind. It's hard to find between the lines. My love, I can't read your mind. It's hard to find between the lines. My love can't keep the faith. Your words just fan the flames. Oh baby, oh baby. My love, I can't read your mind. It's hard to find between the lines. My love, I can't read your mind. It's hard to find between the lines. Calibre, wait, ayy. Calibre, yeah. Look. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Then I look at you when you say no. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Heartbreak and you know that it's messed up. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Then I look at you when you say no. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Heartbreak and you know that it's messed up. She wanna keep me in the past tense, but you know it's different, that was back then. Throwing up your guard, that's defense. Shawty, you a dying, gotta make sense. So I've been taking action, I've been trying to find so you can see what's happening. Know you're gonna hate it when I'm famous. It's been 20 years coming, I can taste it. Days go by, but this time think it would be different if you be mine. Summertime, all that's that time. Heart beating, no feelings, oh. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Then I look at you when you say no. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Heartbreak and you know that it's messed up. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Then I look at you when you say no. Don't know what they mean when they say love. Heartbreak and you know that it's messed up.
Drawn to you like a moth to a flame. Deep down I know my heart is to blame. Even though I like to say I'm okay, yeah. I'm different enough to shoot distant. Never giving up, that's a motto. We could've been right for a while though.
heartbreak and you know that it's messed up. You need some time. I know. Patience, what I practice, so I'll wait on you. I pray and I see you smile. Pacing, cause you're acting and won't wait on you. I know that you need time. You just wanna take sides. Let's start at the baseline. I know that you need time. Don't play like you're just fine. Don't play when I'm beside you. Try to pretend. Lately you've been fixing everything you know. Won't even bother again. Maybe you will listen when it's flowing through. I know that you need time. You just wanna take sides. Let's start at the baseline. I know that you need time. Don't play like you're just fine. Don't play when I'm beside you. I'm lonely in times like this. All that I need, gotta reminisce.
Oh, has that been lively in Target? Hi, everyone. Oh, goodness.
Where do I fit? You got some words that you owe me.
All right. Totally professional fade out. Perfect. How's everyone doing tonight? It was a bit of a rush because I went to an eye doc appointment and I was like, yeah, I forgot my phone charger at my parents' place, so I'll just swing by my parents' place on the way back. And I completely forgot. And so I had to start dinner and forgot. I was like, oh god, it's gonna, crunch time. But went over there, got another thing, came back. Yeah. Hey, Wolf. Thanks for the follow, Wolf Shigami. Appreciate it, man. We're just getting started, actually. We haven't gotten anywhere. Yeah, I forgot the very important cord for my Samsung DeX. So we got that. We good. We good. All right, let's get into the games. So War of the Visions tonight. We have had a little bit more focus on guild battles lately, which I think is dope because I really like the guild battle format. But we've had a little bit of guild movement. Jerry recently just kind of like decided, hey, I'm not really like interested in playing at the moment. So he, we booted him out of the guild just because he hadn't logged in like 2 weeks. So I checked in with him, basically got his permission to figure out what was going on, and he left. But we did get a new member. I had a friend reach out to me, and he's just like, just out of the blue, Miles actually hopped in with us, and he was like, hey, I'm getting into War of the Visions, and he's like, invite me to your guild. And I was like, oh, okay. So we have a new member. He's just started a few days ago, so he's working up his account, and we've actually already found ways for his guild battle attacks to be very helpful to everyone else in the guild. So I think we're doing pretty well there with him. I'm going to double check my chocobos because I think it's been a while since I've checked the bank there. Excuse me. Yeah, alt account was full. Probably has been full for a while. All right. Now, I haven't taken a look at the guild battles. Like I said, I was in an IDOC appointment, so I wasn't really able to, actively be watching. We've got a pretty good lead. Let's see who all is attacked. I know Chris is busy doing DoorDash stuff, so he might not attack again today. 1 second. Sorry. We did homemade KFC bowls. Mashed potatoes. Sometimes don't want to go down. All right. So it looks like we've got, usually the tougher teams remaining. That's to be expected. Oh, someone scouted. Hey, Alistair. You're just in time. We are just about to get into the guild battle format. I'm just looking over right now to see kind of who I want my 2 accounts to attack. But Nionel, did you do that scouting of the Mediana team with Bobby Corwin? Man, Alistair, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna time you out. What else would Bobby do? Hey, man, I mean, you could have, if you logged on right when the guild battle started, you could have sniped Maxi, I'm sure. But that is no problem at all. Can we see the stats of Maxi? We cannot. All right. That's fine. But no, that's actually very helpful because I was very curious how we got to that high of a magic stat. So the Y'shtola, not scary at all. So this is actually a pretty confident team. I might try to smack out that one with my alt account. We'll see. Okay. So basically, because I do have some new names in the chat, I left those for the lower ranking members needing to wins. That's totally fair and respectable. I appreciate that because I'm sure Miles really liked having the that he was level 99 Foom. Oh, the level oh, this guy Maxi, level 99. Okay, so I bet that person just hasn't set their team. Let's actually take a look. If you didn't know, you can kind of get an estimate of what they do. Or I'm sorry, what they have on their team, if you look at previous battle records, because it's very likely that they have the same team set between their attacking and defense teams. So we can go in here, and I forget the name already. That's not helpful. But like one of the examples was Remy. Remy was the weakest defense team today, and doesn't have like a super great account, but has better units than just Mont set. So we can't see any details of the team, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just a neat little trick that you can do to try to it's not accurate all the time in case they made any changes, but Maxi 23. But anyway, not important. Let's figure out these attacks. Let's see. So my team has been doing very, very well against tanks. So like Engelbert teams I've been hunting down. Sometimes the Mont teams I hunt down. Just folks that I know are going to struggle against, being zip-zapped by my Selir, or I can mitigate the damage with my Warrior of Light while my Selir is doing work. So my team wiped the 99 Mont. Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. And now I know who you is. Perfect. Okay. Now I make that connection because your names are different between them, but that's no problem. Okay. So let's see. Selir. What I might do is actually do a cleanup on this one because Lucia comps are. Just Lucia in general is really, really difficult to deal with. And like they don't have the best equipment on the remaining units. Selir will just absolutely run house here. Lucia might do some damage, but I fully expect Ayaka to be able to heal that back pretty easily, if not even Selir herself. So I think I'll make this my first attack. We'll just do a cleanup on this one. So we're not going to get the full 6 stars today, but that's okay. We're going to aim for 5. And okay. Why would you run Tetra on Engelbert? I don't know, man. I hate looking at enemy team comps because they always have like super whack summon choices. I don't understand it. I just realized we don't have any sound.
There we go. This one.
Annihilate the enemy. Let's go.
All right, so Saintly Wall is going to mitigate some damage, but the only downside with my team is they turtle really hard and buff like crazy. So the downside is we are going to be using a lot of these during this fight. It especially stinks because I lost Revitalize. So eventually what I will need to do, depending on how things go, I may have to do my strong fight first and then just try to do a cleanup if possible with my second attack. So I may have to alter my strategy a little bit. Dude, Engelbert, out of here. Don't even care about the shield that he put up. Oh my god. Okay, perfect. No damage taken. That's amazing. The only thing we wasted was if you ability uses and some TP. Yes, so this entire battle is auto. I don't control my units, and I'm fighting an AI version of the opponent. So no one is controlling anything on these. That was it. That was literally it for the first attack. And with guild battles, I have 2 attacks. So it looks like they had some folks log in, and they're trying to catch up. So... I told you, like, some matches are only, like, maybe 1 to 2 minutes. And, like, those are even if it's, like, a long, drawn-out one or something, you know? So, I'll grab a bite of food here. What I'm gonna do, I think, for this next attack... take a look. Can I see what my... I can't see my resistance stats. What all did I lose? Lost a Holy Bravery and an Invincible Shield and Revitalize. Well, that's not that bad. I still got Crystal Braver if I need it. We still have Brave Presence. I think we'll be perfectly fine there. I think the big thing was the buffs between these two. Yeah, so this is what I'm running right now. It's working pretty good. The Man-Eater from Selir's TMR, I'm sure, is kicking in. Doing really good work here. You know, I'm not crazy about Y'shtola's TMR here, but I just don't have a Platinum Rod built up well enough. I've only got one that's got like 100 or higher magic, so this is my next best. Because, oh no, I didn't get Ayaka's TMR on this one. Got a bunch of other TMR options that I could use here, but yeah, Y'shtola's was the best. I don't like my equipment on Ayaka at the moment, so there's definitely room for improvement. What I think I'm going to do is I'm probably going to try to take out one of these Ramza teams next. Ramza is a very difficult unit to fight against. Part of me wants to actually go for Vindal, because we've already got a scout out on this one. And let's see, who else can attack? Putty can attack, Zalo can attack, and then obviously my ult can attack, so can Chris. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go versus Vindal. Pretty high numbers. We're definitely gonna see some TMRs because he's got everyone TMR'd. I know Zayla will pop in when we need him to. Yeah, Zayla's been pretty good. Yeah, I think the coordination that we're doing with the guild battles lately has been like super awesome. I really like it.
I'm not sure I can be of much use, but I will do my best.
Head down with this very blade.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yo! Stern is out!
So you really intend to fight?
So Stern's a glass cannon character. I didn't expect Holy Bravery to reach that far, but by golly, it did. Nice! Cosmo Plume not doing, like, anything to Warrior of Light. This is amazing. Here comes Salir. Probably doing, yep, Fungaga. Ramza's out of here. Dude, this team is, like, steamrolling. I love it. Ah! Okay. Everyone kept saying, like, avoid Holy Bravery. Avoid Holy Bravery. But honestly, it hits so massive that Warrior of Light becomes this, like, beefy attacker. Like, he's so dope. Well, Warrior of Light just laughs at Stern? Yeah. Yeah, especially if you've got, like, the slash resist. It's pretty awesome. Oh, Alistair, you pinged me, sorry. Yeah, I didn't run Ramu earlier. I haven't done it yet. I had 30 minutes for being able to run the duty roulette and the trial roulette. And Delvos and Thulius joined in with me, and we cranked that out in 30 minutes. It was amazing. But I did not get to Ramu just yet. Alright, so cool. We met my goal of 5 stars, so let's switch over to the alt account, and we'll see what damage we can do there. Let me take this sound down, and we're going to bring the other sound in. And then I need to update this. Okay, cool. So, my team comp on my alt account, I'm still really struggling with. I think it's, like, pretty decent, but it really is one-trick pony where it tries to go in and spike really hard, and then if someone dies, I just rely very poorly on Ayaka to full life me back. It hasn't been going well on this map. So, we'll have to see. Now, my expectation here is I'm probably not going to get a full 6 stars, because we have very difficult teams remaining. I don't really have elemental advantage against most of these, aside from Shadowlynx versus Ramza. We'll probably save that for my second attack, but I kind of want to take out this high magic team, because that is probably going to run train over Chris if he tries against it, if he ends up attacking, or Putty. Putty I could see having a little bit of trouble against that one. But on the flip side, Putty does not want to go up against the Orlando comps. I don't either. Orlando's just such a butt. Let's actually go for a cleanup. We'll go for this Ramza team first and then see where we're sitting. So what levels we got here? Got 89, 92, and 79. Easy peasy. I'm actually not worried about this. Let's take a look at equipment since we do have that scout available. And thank you, Miles, for doing that scout. It's very, very helpful. Okay, so this is pretty good. Normally you wouldn't see an Ifrit on Ramza. Ramza typically runs more magic. So it's actually pretty impressive that they've got such a high magic on this build right now. Because that's coming from Ramza and Mediana. So despite him going more attack-focused here, Mediana doesn't have any equipment aside from a Sage's Hat. That's super strange. That just means those Cosmo Plumes that may or may not still exist are not going to hit very hard. Let's see, does Mediana... Mediana does not have Cosmo Plume. So I bet... because I think 2 people have tried to go up against this account. I bet one of those was able to waste that, so that's super awesome. But she's fully loaded aside from 1 Blizzard, so that's okay. we know Ramza's going to be out of buffs, so he's going to rush in and probably run into my Shadowlings pretty early. It's a Spellblade. Okay, so it does have Taunting Spell. Maybe that's why they're going for the attack, because it'll be a little more slash-oriented. This Gafgarion's pretty, like... Oh, it's actually a warrior. Yo, okay. We normally don't see Gafgarion as a warrior. It's out of Deception uses. Or no, not Deception, I'm sorry. No, okay, he still has Discipline. Okay, well, hey, we'll see how this goes. I think we're going to be able to pick these guys off pretty easily. Come on, Emulator. Let's go. Alright, the performance on this, unfortunately, is not going to be as great as Samsung Dex because it is the emulator, but it's okay. I really want to get a tablet to house the alt account on. I'm kind of getting tired of the emulators. Like, they work okay, but the fact that the emulators just crash a bunch is just a nuisance. Alright. Alright, always starting off with the devotion, that's always good.
I'm not sure I can be
Mediana
of
doesn't
much
really have
use,
any buffs going on,
Do my best.
but we're gonna get an early haste on Mediana, so that's gonna be really good. Nice, Taunting Spell missing. Surprised that he still gets a hate up, but I guess I'm not.
So you really intend to fight?
I'll get to your question here in a second, Alistair. Nice, Nightveil doing a good chunk, not taking him out fully. Gafgarion's out of here, so we don't have to worry about that nuke. Kind of surprised Mediana turned around. Oh, okay, so there's the Shimmering Blade, taking out Shadowlynx, but that's okay. I think Shadowlynx kind of did her job pretty well. She did a hefty hit into the Ramza, who's the one unit that we were kind of worried about.
Well,
The thing that sucks is we're not going to have Shadowlynx for our second attack, and that's actually going to be pretty important. So that actually tells me that we're probably going to go for one of the Gafgarians, because we don't have eyes on that, on either of those teams. So, is there any specific reason it crashes? You know, I don't know. I don't think there is a rhyme or reason with it. It's just something like with the processing. BlueStacks, the program that I'm using for the emulator, it's I think it has like an older version of Samsung as set as, I want to say it's like a Samsung 6 or 7 are your options, and depending on which Samsung you or Android you use, determines like what apps can be used. I forget my exact settings. Let me actually take a look, because I think it's in advanced. Oh no, it's actually an S10. Okay. So yeah, I really don't know. But it just, I've noticed like there's been no crashing. Well, I shouldn't say none, but there's been like very, very rare that it crashes on my phone. You'll get a crash on the emulator probably once every couple hours, which really stinks when you're trying to do some passive farming, but there's some other emulators out there, I just don't know anything about them. Alright, so like I said, we lost our Shadowlynx, which really kind of stinks because Shadowlynx is a great evasive unit, but Ramza just had that Excalibur equipped, which gave him actually the highest amount of accuracy. Sorry, hit the mic. That is the best accuracy sword in the game, is the Excalibur, so it was kind of a counter to Shadowlynx's evasion. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and I think go for the stronger one. We got 399s here. Let's take a look at the other one. Come on. Okay, yeah, this is a weaker team in general, so I'm not too worried about that if Zalo goes up against it, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to get eyes on Starkader here, and maybe take out a unit or two. We're going to have to see what Mediana can do. I forget if she used Cosmoplume. Alright. Here we go. Took it a little bit. Alright, so we have... Ooh, I'm losing this one, guys. Absolutely losing this one. This is a meta team. We got Rain, Lucia, and Orlando.
Interesting.
I think that Rain's already cooking up something. Oh, okay.
Seems I have to fight in
A little
earnest.
early on the Angelic Grace. Uh-oh. Ah, yep. There's Crush Armor. Alright, so this is going to be pretty one-sided. I think getting eyes on this team, though, is really good, because it's going to tell Zalo, avoid this one. Really, really hard. Rain is such a really good magic tank that he's set up as a magic attacker at the moment, so it'd be really foolish of him to go up against this one, knowing this knowledge.
I'll bring you down in a snap.
Yeah, we're about to lose in 3, 2, 1.
Not so fast.
Oh, okay, we survived the Fire Aga. It'd be really neat if Ayaka would finally go into I'm out of TP mode and like maybe cast a Comet or a Meteor. She doesn't do that until way late in the game with her AI. So, unfortunate, but we did waste a ton of AP, so it wasn't all for naught. Yeah, I think getting rid of the abilities and quite a bit of the AP was very helpful there. It's a shame that Ayaka didn't fire off a Holy or something, just do some damage. Yeah, like a Holy would have been great. But, oh well. Ayaka just, unfortunately, doesn't go into attacking mode until she's out of TP. It's just kind of how the white mages are designed. Which sucks, but what can you do? I like how white mage subs, I think, are designed, because Selir is kind of smart with her, excuse me. She's smart with her moments of knowing when to attack and when to buff. She starts off buffing, and then when she's like, oh hey, I'm in range to do an attack, that takes priority because her base class is Black Mage. So, but I think this will all get a little better too when we get the ability on and off toggle later this month. So, I'm sure we are all looking forward to that. So, alright. That is all of the guild battles. Since I'm not doing any polls today, just because I'm trying to save on Biz, I did save my arena matches. So, give me just a second, I'm going to get into those. Now, we are running the same team here. It's just on a different map than the guild battles. This is actually a repeat map, though. Because this used to actually be the original guild battle map. And I actually really enjoyed this map, so I was kind of excited. Refill barracks here. Just hop over to the... Oh, no. There we go. Alright, let's tank this here, crank this up, and let's get over to... Alright, so the main team, like I mentioned, same comp as the guild battle teams. The alt does change a little bit. I don't have Ayaka on that one. I think really what I need for the alt account to really start doing a lot better is a tank built. I have some tanks. I actually have Rain on that account. I just don't have him built very high just yet. So once we get that up and running, I think the alt account will have a little bit of success. So again, since we have some new folks in the chat, if you are unaware, with the arena mode, you actually get to pick who you fight. And they kind of give you some details. If you do want to see the full team comp, just click and hold. It'll give you everything. So make sure to utilize that if you're really making a calculated decision. Let me see. So we've got a high magic team. So Engelbert teams are ones that we'd really aim for. Same with Mont teams. I like going against Engelberts because they're super slow. This is a super tanky team. While it may look weird that Warrior of Light doesn't have a weapon, that's actually recommended. It's more strange that he doesn't have any armor. So something tells me they were building some sort of armor or weapon, and then they combined it with another one, and it unequipped it from the dude, and they didn't catch it. So, but we got Val Love on Engelbert, which means my Solir will just target it even harder. So this should be pretty easy. The Flow Die choice is a little strange. Yeah, let's actually do this one for a first. I did TMR Ayaka on my alt account, and I'm so excited when I get Ayaka TMR'd on this account, because I want to use Ayaka's boots on Warrior of Light.
I'm not sure
It gives
I
a
can
little
be
bit
of
of
much
agility,
use,
and that's the main
but I
reason
will
why
do
I'm
my best.
using Ziza's TMR. But I'll be excited when I have those boots, because I do want to test that out.
Annihilate the enemy. Let's go.
So that pink glow that we're seeing is actually
This one.
Warrior of Light's TMR. I'm not like super against that one, but they do use it really early.
Finish this.
And I think it only lasts like 3 turns.
Let's press on.
Engelbert's not even going to be able to get close enough before we take out the other units. Like, come on. Oh, for crying out loud. The only downside with a turtle team, they do not advance. They really do not advance. So that Mont's getting pretty close. Yep, Solir's going after him.
See if you could stop.
Oh no! Okay, we survived. Whew. Nice, okay. Crystal Braver. Oh, I should turn on the battle animations. I forgot to do that. Oh yeah. You can totally equip other people's TMRs onto others as long as that class is able to equip it. So like if it's like a heavy armor TMR, generally you can't do that. That is exactly why a white mage is needed on PvP teams. I lost my Solir. Ayaka said no. Ayaka's so good. She's annoying to fight against, but she's so good. TMR is Trust Master reward. Basically, it's what you get when you fully awaken and fully limit break a unit. We call it TMR, just maxing a unit, basically. Bap. Nice. That's actually really funny because I get AP generation off of that. After this, I'll turn on the battle animations. Oh my god, she actually did a comment this early? Yo, Ayaka's mad. Nice. Alright, so tanky team, out of here. And we didn't even take that much damage. You can see the health bars in the back there, because we fully brought back Solir. It was, oh, that was so good. Full life is amazing. There's other units you can use too. If you don't have Ayaka, Phoebe is actually a base time mage, but has sub white mage. And if you get her all the way, I want to say it's 6-star awakened, and at least LB3, she'll get access to full life as well. So you don't have to have a super rare unit to have access to full life. Let me turn on... Can I do that from here? I cannot. Oh wait, while I'm here, let's turn our graphics up, baby. You ain't gotta worry about battery life when it's plugged into the computer. Make it look pretty. Let me... What I'll do is I'm gonna go into a story mission real fast. And that'll give me access to the battle settings. There we go. We love battle settings. I usually keep those off because your game will run, or like the rounds will run faster with the animations off, especially with like TMRs and stuff. But they look really pretty, so I like to turn those on for their streams. Alright, so same strategy here, we're just looking for tanks. We tear through tanks aside from rain. We got a lot of warrior lights, which is to be expected. So let's see, rank 80, rank 78, rank 77. 78 again, 81. Alright, looks like 77 is the lowest, so that's the highest chance for them not to be as developed. Nice. The gunner comps may be a little bit annoying to go up against, but I actually have missile resistance. So we'll have to see how this goes. Let me check something real fast. The build's slightly different here. Because we have this on here, and that's giving some slash resistance. We just don't run the full slash resist on Warrior of Light for this one. I wonder if that's maybe not my best one to do, because the double gunner may tear me up a bit. What's on this one? This one could go maybe a little better. Let's try it. We're gonna go against this one. I may lose this one, but that's okay. I wanna get used to like how the Orlando matchup goes, just so I'm aware of that for guild battles. So the arena's not a half-bad place to test it.
Well, well. So
I'm
you
not
really
sure I can be
intend
of
to
much
fight?
use, but I will do my best. Thank you. There!
I'm surprised we never saw a lot of triple gunners since Ryu Ryu isn't bad by any means. Yeah, I could see that. And I think Mysidia Post, one of the content creators out there, I know he works with Ryu Ryu a lot. It's like his favorite unit. I just don't know if he pulled the other gunners to do a triple gun comp or not. I'm sure people have tested it. They probably just found like having a tank or something was maybe a little more useful. Soak up all the hits and keeping the aggro off of them. Who I don't like. Yup. Here comes the Cosmo Plume. Salir may die. Yep. Alright, Salir's down. Warrior Light's also pretty busted up. That's probably going to cause Ayaka to go ahead and use... Yep, here's the Angelic Grace. So unfortunately this is rather early and only one person's benefiting from it, but... Yeah, I think we're going to lose this one. We'll see. Going for the Crystal Braver. Against Warrior of Light, too. That's, interesting. It's not going to do a whole lot. Yeah, that didn't hit very hard. Alright, Ayaka's probably going to go for that full life. Here comes the flare.
How do you like this?
It's going to hit pretty hard, I think. Oh, okay. He still survived, but not very much. You're just tanking all of this. Here's full life.
There!
Please don't miss. Woo! There's a chance I can miss. It just really, really sucks. Alright, so the hate system is going in right now on the Warrior Blade.
Can you endure this?
Did he survive? No, didn't survive. Hopefully Salir can just slap someone really hard here. Ooh, okay. Mediana's out of here. That's actually pretty busted up, too. Oh, there's Ian, yep. Can't really take a hit, unfortunately, so... Oh, okay. Please do a comment, just on your next turn. Pretty please. Oh, yikes, he can heal himself. I forgot about that. Oh? Slow. Thanks, Ayaka. Kiraga.
This one!
We're just stalling out now. Why is Ayaka tanking right now? What is going on? This AI. No! Ah, you ruined my fun. Okay. So, that tells me that the Orlando matchup is going to be difficult. Because Orlando can one-shot Salir and can one-shot Ayaka with an ability. So, that's no bueno. But, the caveat to that is if we can have Warrior of Light use his aggro ability, then it won't be as bad. The tricky part... Oh yeah, I can turn him. Sorry. There we go. Actually, why don't I mess with the sliders in OBS instead, because I think that tanked it a little too hard. Okay. Let me know if it's still a problem. Yeah, I think we learned a lot with that. We just need to kind of trick the AI into actually using the correct abilities. Part of that could simply be just swapping out the bells. The other problem is he is using the shield ability quite a bit, but he'll blast through those pretty quickly. So let's actually try this again. We have a bit weaker Orlando here, but we have our positive matchup for sure against Engelbert. So we're gonna try to learn more about our Orlando matchups here.
I'm not sure I can be of much use, but I will do my best. Let's press on! This one!
Buffing, buffing, buffing. Not a whole lot going on just yet. Oh, it's interesting. He's got an ice brand. I wonder if that's leveled up.
Let's go.
Protect on Ayaka should be helpful, but I don't know if it'll last long enough. Nice, alright. It's actually really hard for the healers to get regen going off with how the AI works right now. Because they like to run out of the regens. I don't know why. Alright, so Warrior of Light's going to take all the aggro. I am going to turn off Shell so freaking hard when it comes to ability toggle. Oh my gosh. Like, Shell's not bad, but it's just like, it's not going to do anything against this team comp. Oh, Crystal Braver. I bet it was a ranged thing. The problem with Crystal Braver is it just doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It's a nice chain starter, but it really doesn't hit for a whole lot. Probably for a balance perspective, because if it hit really, really hard and also gave Protect and Shell afterward, that probably wouldn't be too terribly fair. Alright, we're getting haste all over the place, which is good. I think we got a Thundaga brewing. We got a Crystal Braver. Hopefully that's only hitting Warrior of Light. Nice. Alright, wasn't hitting the Slayer, that's who I was worried about. Alright, so Thunder, okay. So we didn't even need to use the Thundaga. AI knows what is going to be useful and most efficient to take out a unit. So if they can do it with a Thunder, they will. Oh no. Woo! Ooh, that had me worried. I thought Ayaka was gonna die. Engelbert did not hit nearly as hard as it could have with that. But we're gonna get a Angelic Grace here in a moment. Oh no, we're not. We're gonna get a Kiraga. Zippity zap. Take him out. Nice. Okay, didn't die, but still hit him pretty hard.
This one.
Alright, Kiraga doing some beefy work there. So Warrior Light's going for his heal. We'll take out Engelbert while he's distracted with that. Oh, nope, just kidding. Yes, yes, yes. Haste, haste, haste. Gonna run out of haste here soon. Bap. Thunder. Big to bap. Dude, just a basic Thunder hitting for 3,300 is just massive. Oh, that's so funny. Engelbert is so weak to magic. Okay. Ooh, if that stop actually hit, that would really, really suck. Fanaga. There we go. Oh, slow. I always forget how that starts up. So we know that means that she's running out of TPs when she starts using slow and mobilize. But we're done here. Pick it up. Cool. So it really does depend on the Orlando, I think, and how quickly those can be taken out. If Warrior Light can distract it, then Selir can take him out. So I think it really depends on the team comp. Let's go for this one. Ooh, Adelard. All right, let's see how this goes. We don't see a whole lot of Adelards, but he is the featured unit this week. And there's been another streamer, Oran NJ. Oh, hang on. Arissa Tuyozan?
I'm not sure I can be of much use. Not sure I can be of much use. My best.
Hopefully I pronounced that right. But thank you for following. I appreciate it. But yeah, Oran NJ actually has quite a few videos about Adelard. Very interesting unit. Really want to poke around with him if I can.
Your help is much needed. Annihilate the enemy. Let's go. Leave the rest to me.
Okay. So that immediately tells us that this Adelard is set to White Mage, which is actually recommended. So the buffing is kind of interesting. They've actually got a pretty similar setup to my team. It's just instead of a black mage, it's a red mage.
This one.
Nice, full regions.
See if you can stop this.
Oh, Engelbert with Ziza TMR is actually going to be pretty potent. Because that means he'll get his Taunting Blade faster.
Leave the rest to me.
Fast cast. He doesn't benefit from fast cast at all. Oh yeah, yeah, I guess they do. They kind of forget their brother and sister. Alright, haste on Engelbert is going to help him a lot. It increases the CT gain by like 34% or so, if I recall correctly. Alright, this is not going to do a whole lot of damage. Oh my god, that did like nothing. And he just regened it back. Oh, that's kind of funny. We're just refreshing the shell timer, you know, that's perfectly fine. Protect timer.
Thank you.
I don't know how many times we need to do this, guys. Come on. Haste on Warrior Light. Aw, yeah. Alright. Zap this Engelbert. For the love of God, we need to get rid... Oh, nice. Okay, that'll be helpful. Holy, okay. I was like, I need to get more familiar with the start of these spells here. Ooh! That hit so freaking hard, and we might be able to kill that Engelbert before Ayaka gets to him. Yeah, I think we will. Oh, Enduring Fortitude. We don't see this all too often. Didn't do a whole lot, but, you know, it's cool. Alright, haste on the Selir. It's actually going to get to go right now. Oh no, Ayaka, no! Oh, we didn't get to, that's okay.
Leave the rest to me.
Back up. Alright, so that's gonna pop that courage.
See if you can stop this.
I love that. Oh my gosh. That's supposed to do damage large, and it definitely did not do anything. We are gonna take out these two, hopefully. Nice! Alright. Selir is such a good unit, everyone. Do not write off Selir. Especially her for TMR. She just hits really, really hard. We could even make that Maneater probably worse if we wanted to. Worse in the sense of more damage. Run it with Odin or something. And Lillard's out. For an MR though, Zalir's crazy. Super crazy. She really is basically a UR unit. Ooh, we could test out against the Fravia matchup. I don't get to try that all too often. So we don't see a whole lot of Fravias. Oh, but we do have the Miranda matchup. I feel like we're gonna have advantage against Miranda, like, super hard. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. And it's got Ochu. We don't see Ochu all too often. What is this? Is that the Metal Slayer? Can I please see your build? Please show me build. Thank you. What is this? Oh, it is the Metal Slayer. I guess. I mean, it's got a pretty high magic and 10 evade. That's not bad. This is a weapon that you can get by buying an $8 pack. It really isn't useful except for like against metal cactars, which really aren't that big of a deal. So it's pretty funny. It's not optimal, but whatever. So, interesting build. We got a slash resistance, so our Warrior of Lights are going to smack up against each other, but that tells me that they hadn't invested much into their magic resistance. So, let me see. Yeah, they've only got 21, which isn't like super duper high, but still kind of high. Let's see how this goes. It is a solid magic stat, and 90 is not anything to scoff at. Obviously, there are better options, but just like with the normal rarity weapons or like with Excalibur, you can get quite a bit off of those weapons that guarantee certain units at maximum, or certain stats at maximum level. So, yeah, it's not bad.
Convincing attack. There.
Longsword and Sleepblade. Oh, okay. So Naggarok doesn't get that high on a magic-focused Naggarok?
Allow me to show you what they call this Crimson Whirlwind.
Oh, that must be your TMR skill. I like never see that. I can't remember what magic stat the Naggarok gets to. I know it's not as good as Sleepblade, because Sleepblade's the best. But, maybe Naggarok was the second highest? I can't remember. Rallying Cry is a pretty good one. That's Mont's TMR. If you're not familiar with Mont's TMR, it increases your agility for 3 turns. So obviously going faster than your opponent is really good. So Mont is just an incredibly well-built character. What's also nice is that's an accessory that gives defense and spirit, which allows mages, for example, to wear a Sage's hat for the evade and still have some defense, moderate amount given off of an accessory. So Mont's TMR is actually pretty decent for your casters. We are doing so much buffing. Get to the smacking. Come on. Lay some hands on each other. Let's go. Oh, for crying out loud. Guys are never going to attack each other. Ooh, Miranda's got Quicken. That could be actually pretty important. Oh, it gets to 112. Okay. So yeah, I mean that's still pretty good.
Convincing attack.
Holy buckets! Ayaka's gonna go into freaking attacking mode before anyone gets to each other. Wow. Sleepblade only gets 126? I thought Sleepblade was much higher. It's crazy. Okay.
Can you endure this?
Boop. Kind of a bad Quicken, but... Oh, he actually used Invincible Shield on himself. Alright, so the Warrior Lights are finally going to actually attack each other. Longsword gets up to 81. Yeah, I just... it's not bad for the stat, don't get me wrong. It's just using the sword books on a longsword just Feels bad, man. Alright, Crystal Braver. Not gonna do a whole lot of damage. You know that based off team comp. And, oh, and the Warrior's Pride, man? Come on. Salir, you need to get in there. Salir, please. Rutro Raggy. I don't think this will. It might hit hard. It could hit pretty hard, actually. Ooh, we survived. Alright. We're good. Protect on who? Oh my god, guys. Nice. Okay, so Angelic Grace is going to hit both Warrior of Light and Salir. Its range is just nutty. Bring it back up to full. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That's 2 Warrior Sprite. Oh no. Okay. Woo! Zippity zap. Get this guy out of here. Come on. Blech. Perfect. Alright, so Ayaka can't just up and use an Angelic Grace. She have to use her full life to get Warrior Blight back. Kiraga. Only really needed on Salir, but, you know, it's okay. Alright, let's get this freaking Miranda out of here. Oh, water run. Okay. Is that really gonna take? Okay. We fine. Yo, a magic counter. We didn't even need thunder. That's really funny. Jamming thrust, best move in the game. It is if the AI uses it correctly. Oh, that's so funny. So that just told me that Rutro. Okay, that's okay. Yo, we ran out of actions. Oh, that's so funny. We stalled really, really hard at the beginning. Oh yeah. So basically, what happened is Salir went to go target Miranda where she was initially at, kind of roughly where Ayaka is at. I think at the exact same spot. But she could only reach her by doing what I call a panel shot instead of a unit shot on the Miranda. So Miranda moved out of the panels that were getting hit to get closer to the water, etc. And was taken out by the magic counter, which is super dope. However, panel shot's still going to fire where the panels that you selected. Excuse me. Ayaka ran straight into that. So that's pretty funny. So when it comes to there's no actions left, it goes based off of like who has more HP. I had all 3 of my units up, so I had more HP. So, but as a reminder, do your arena missions. It doesn't matter if you lose. It doesn't matter if you're a new account and you're losing every match. You still get arena tokens, and you still get the benefits of doing the arena just by literally smacking up against a wall. So still do them because it's one of 2 monthly missions out here that at the end of it all, you get a Rainbow Rock. Rainbow Rocks are really, really good. Do these. I found out a lot of my guildmates were not doing these, so do these because I think it's like 26 days out of the month you have to catch up on those. And while there is like a slight shortcut, you're probably not going to have a big enough shortcut to make it up within the past week. So it's something you do have to keep up on. So yeah, do your arena missions. Doing. Alright, so let's go over to the alt account now. And we'll crank out those. And then after that, we'll get some multis going. So this team comp, slightly different. Plus, it's worth it for the seals and hammers. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Hammers are really, really hard to get. And spending your arena tokens on seals and hammers just kind of feels bad when you're trying to save up for the Sage's Staff or whatever it is. It's like the best magic rod in the game. So, like, you don't want to spend your tokens on seals and hammers, and you get them every month. So, yeah, it's definitely worth it. So, alright, but yeah, this team comp, instead of Ayaka, it's got Frederica. I've been working on Frederica for quite some time. Yeah, this team does okay. It's not great at the moment. So it's, and I don't really have a good boost this week. So, yeah. No, I spend on my Fred shirts now. Yeah, dude. So since they recently introduced where you can trade in arena tokens, friend coins, and guild medals for unit shards. It's like friend tokens can go for Frederica, arena I think is Ziza, and then guild is Mediana. And so far that's been static. Every single day you can get 5 shards, and that's super dope. The problem is I'm burning through my large stack of friend coins trying to get all these Frederica shards. Because that's the only one that I'm really focusing on. And I'm out of friend coins on my alt account to where I'm not getting enough each day to buy the shards. So kind of sucks. But this team's going to be a little more aggressive. We're going to see a little bit of buffing from them because Ayaka, of course, Engelbert's just slow as heck. So Shadow Lynx and Mediana are really going to kind of rush forward, as we're already seeing from the Mediana. Mediana doesn't really have any buff spells, though. So Black Mages, if they don't have a sub-job that actually like has a buff or something, they kind of do this a lot. So. Yo, we wasted the Angelic Grace like super early. That's great. Alright, I unfortunately can't turn on battle effects on the alt account, otherwise there's a higher chance it'll crash. Or... Agreed, I only need 100 shards to get her maxed. Yeah. Like, it's great that we have another avenue to get Frederica shards, because otherwise you're only getting like 2 a day, but now you can get 7 a day, and then 12 on another day. Oh, we won. That went super fast. Yeah, big difference between the ranks on my accounts. I don't have a bonus unit for this week on this account, so I'm not getting as many points, whereas Warrior of Light is generating a crap ton of bonus points. So, yeah, 190 shards to get to LB5. I mean, you're getting pretty close to TMR, so that's good. Frederica is a very good unit to have, so I'll go for this one. Ooh, Frederica might be able to get a quick shot off on the Miranda, we'll see. Maybe for Final Fantasy Tactics Part 2 they'll bring back the double hard mission drops. Yo, I hope so. That was such a good week. Oh my gosh, I got so many things done that week. I think that was that week that I got a bunch of TMRs. By the way, it just freaking helped. Like that, oh man. That week was really, really good. Actually, while this is running, let me go ahead and I'm going to do my video ads. Don't mind the ad in the corner here. Oh, that's right. AFK Arena just did a collaboration with Assassin's Creed. I couldn't really stand that game. Wasn't my style. Alright, so Venera is a unit that you'll see a lot of in guild battles. She's really good. If you've got a really strong Venera,
Sorry, I was a little careless.
You've got a very good unit.
How do you like this?
But Venera is out of here, so... Yo, Miranda's out of here too! Oh, Frederica got that one. Nice. Keep taking my eyes off it for a second. How many Visior is 200 UR shards? So, if you've got... Because what is it? I think it's like 250 Visior for 5.
Well, I suppose
So...
there's nothing to worry about.
Oh god, math. I have to algebra. Do I have to algebra? Hang on, so if it's 250 for 5, and then 200 divided by 5 is 40, so 250 times 40... Would that really be 10,000? Did I do that math right? Because it's 250 Visior. No, I'm sorry. 200 shards total that you're needing, divided by 5 shards, assuming 5 shard pops. And then, yeah, times it by the 250. Yeah, that's 10,000 Viz. What? That's so odd. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's 10,000. That seems super high, but I guess like you're not gonna need that much Viz to get it all done, because let's look at it this way. With the friend coins, if you can get the 5 Frederica shards every day, we're gonna go off of your 190 remaining. So 6 days out of the week, if you can get the 2 shards from the hard quest and the 5 shards from the friend medals, that's 7. 7 times 6 is 42. And then the 1 day out of the week where the lightning shop is available, I want to say it's Fridays, you'll get another 5 Frederica shards. So that day you get 12. You literally get 54 shards a week. You will have that character completed in less than a month. Don't spend your Viz. Like, I guess spend your Viz when it pops up in like maybe the Whimsy shops or like the random rolls. Like, don't worry about the grand total. You are going to be cutting that down so significantly because the friend medals are available for trade-ins. So, oh, you're asking for your Orlando. You only need 200 more shards to max LPM. Okay, so yeah, that one's gonna be a little tougher because we're not gonna have access to a hard shard quest. So you're only gonna be able to purchase shops when it comes up randomly in the rolls, or if on like the Fridays, they'll show up in the elemental shops. So you'll at least have some there. We just don't know if this event's gonna last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So you are probably gonna have to do a little bit of pulling. So that may be a little difficult. But, for all we know, they could also have a shop that guarantees Orlando shards. And if that happens, go for those over taking your chances at pulls. Because you can guarantee shards for the character that you're working on, instead of not guaranteeing that you're going to benefit at all for spending 2,000 Visior. So yeah, always go for guarantees. Highly suggested. One second. I realized I didn't update my overlay today. Yo, BlueStacks, what's we doing? Bro, load. What are we doing? Oh, I was like, did it freeze? What is it doing? There it goes. Jesus Christ. Whimsy Shop guarantees shards for 2 featured units. Oh yeah, that is true. I expect that to be Agrius and Delita though. Because I did notice that today with Diablos and the other one.
All right then.
The acquired AP up vision card.
Give me strength. I'll protect everyone. Let's finish this.
So with any luck though, Orlando is going to be boosted during the event. So thus we'll have
I was a
little bit easier chance. So the reason why I went for this team, by the way, is because Fina. Fina is just not a great unit. She's going to waste a lot of time doing cheers. It's just not going to go well. And as you can see, Cosmoplume just took out Gafgarian, who's a glass cannon, and Mont, who is weak to magic. So now it's just Fina. Now Fina did get a full life off, and that's not bad. But she just died to a Hien, like super fast.
Take that.
And a Blizzard.
Well, I
Just take him
suppose
on
this
out
was
again.
nothing to worry about.
It's really funny that the chains continue if someone's raised. Like, it's kind of funny. Alright. I didn't know you could dump metals into fragments. So I've done. Oh yeah. One of the best things to do, because again, rainbow rocks are incredibly rare. Is you want to save up 2,000 guild medals and you want to save up 2,000 friend coins every month. I'm gonna need this chat to hush. Goodness. But once a month, or every 4 weeks, I think it is, you can get a rainbow rock through that method, and any chance you can get a rainbow rock is a fantastic chance to take. So. Yeah, I kind of hope that they change up who the units are, like month to month or something, because that'd be really neato. But we'll see what happens, because like you said, it just started this month. So, all right, we're gonna try up against this rain. Oh, your internet disappeared? If you had a question that I didn't answer, just let me know. Hey, Special Exceeds, how you doing, man? Sorry I haven't been able to tune into your streams lately. I've been, I don't know, work's been a little crazy, and, usually I tune into you when I'm cooking dinner, and I just have not lined that up. Today was a kind of a crazy thing. You have 10,000 guild medals? Bro, buy the rainbow rock. That's crazy. How do you have so many? You already bought both? Okay. Dang, that's crazy. How do you have 10,000? I burned through mine like so fast. That's nuts, man.
Not bad. Well. So you
you know what I bet that was? Because you,
All right then. Here we go.
you were logging in when you weren't playing, so you were probably collecting the guild tokens, just not doing anything with them.
I'll protect everyone.
I was trying to clarify that too. Oh, right. Yeah, we talked about a few things in regards to Orlando. Like, you're gonna have the Whimsy shop that will hopefully have something for you there, because it now guarantees that you're gonna get, I think it's like 3 shards for some of the featured units. So you'll have something there. Ninel mentioned that out. And then, other than that, the only thing I suggested was like, if there's any package in the shop that guarantees that you get some, like say in this case Orlando shards, always go for those instead of just trying to go for another pull on the banner or something. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to finish off Orlando on the next event, on this wave 2 for Final Fantasy Tactics. So. And if Alistair's still around, I know he's looking forward to Ramza. I was just introducing him to the game today, and we were talking a lot about the Final Fantasy Tactics characters, so I know he's really excited for Ramza. Oh yeah, and Special you have Ramza too. I need 200 for Ramza. I went hard for Wool and was 100 short. Yeah, it stinks too, because for me, my Ramza, or in that, the situation you guys are in, is my level 79 Thancred. Thancred is my favorite unit in this game, and he's locked at Max Awakened LB3. So I wasn't able to give him to LB4 before the event ended, because that was obviously right when the game released. So I'm really, really excited for a Wave 2 of Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, you maxed your Ramza. Nice. Yeah, I have Orlando on my alt account, and I just don't like how he's performing at level 79. So I'm hoping to be able to hopefully finish him off with this next event. But since the alt account is free to play, if I just simply don't have the Viz and I get unlucky on my pulls or what have you, just don't find a way to do that, it's going to be a real big feels bad, man. But we'll get as far as we can, of course. I think we'll probably be able to get like an LB4 with Landu. LB5 is the dream, but we'll see. I'm hoping 89 is better than 79. Yeah, I hope so too. It's not going to be access to any new abilities or anything. It's just going to be like straight stats. Because I was kind of relying on Landu as my tank, which don't do that. There's there's some bulky builds, but not at 79, man. He can't take any attacks. And having him set for the tankier version of him it just wasn't enough. He was not doing well as a tank.
So you
All
really
right then.
intend to
Here we
fight.
go.
So that's why this account kind of got on a back foot, because I didn't build Mont on this account, because I was like, I want to use different units on the alt account, which I still do, but I
Sorry,
need
I
a
was a
tank,
little
so
careless.
I should have been leveling Mont from day one.
How about I give you some special attention?
Orlando's TMR? Yeah. Orlando's TMR is really good because it has
I'm
that
going to
shield
enjoy
on it.
myself.
Screw him up. Yo, we took out the Lucia. That's hype. Alright. Alright, Mont's probably going to beat up Mediana a little bit.
Let's finish this.
Quite a bit. Not enough, though. Alright, Ryu, be nice. Be nice. Thank you. Pop. Oh, that means Mediana's going after the Ryu.
Can you endure this?
Interesting. Surprised she didn't just go straight for the Mont.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay. I don't know. Suppose it worked. Alright. So, I believe that is all of my arena missions. I don't know at what point this was, but my wife just said it's something about it sounds like I'm talking about cooties, and I have no idea. Where's the Smash Bros at? Bro, I don't even play Smash. I don't even own Smash Brothers. Alright, so let me see. The let me grab the missions real quick, and then I'm gonna take a look at the Maltese. Alright. Oh, nice. I forgot we get story stuff. There's gonna be some viz there. Oh, that's gonna be the biggest thing. If you're trying to save for the Final Fantasy Tactics event, make sure to like go out and do all the story missions, do all the hard quest missions at least once. Like, just get all the viz that you can, because you want to try to finish those tactics units, because the URs are always really good. Most URs are really good in this game, but you know, Landu and Rams are hype. Agrius is gonna be hype, so it's gonna be good. But we can't be friends now. I don't know. Like, I had my fun with Smash back in Smash 4, but I just wasn't interested enough to try out Ultimate, I guess. Oh, we got a Grace Shard. Okay. Alright, so let me snag these friend coins, and then we are gonna go take a look in the far plane. Nobody cares about Delita. I don't know anything about Delita, to be honest. I'd love to do some theory crafting, figure out where she excels at, but... I think I had... Oh, who did I have in Brave Exvius? I want to say it was Night Delita or something, and she was, like, okay. She did some work for me during, like, one of the Final Fantasy Tactics events, but, like, beyond that, I didn't use her a whole lot. Alright, so we're gonna switch it over to my main account, because it looks prettier. And then let's do the sound. It's gonna get a little crazy with the sound here for just a moment. There we go. Alright. So let's take a look at the Maltese. What's out here? So we've got book farming events. I think it's just staffs this week. Yeah, staff, katana, and dagger. The main reason why they brought this in is because currently the Far East missions have the katana on EX1 and then the Platinum Rod on EX2. I think those are the only unique ones. Now, the new thing that just came out is they actually split up the training chambers. I suggest doing these on Saturdays. Normally these missions cost 30 energy if you do them offline, which is a massive amount of energy. If you do them in the multi-rooms, though, it's only 18, which is still a lot per run. But you're going to get double drop rate on Saturdays specifically. So I think I'm going to start maybe trying to do these on Saturdays to try to finish out some dudes. Because I always stopped around like job level 12. And I never finished them off till level 15. So, okay. So, I think I am going to go ahead and open the gates here to do some Platinum Rod multis. Let me see, just make sure. Yeah. So the reason why I want to focus on this one is, one, we're going to get the tokens for the August event, which you're going to want those for the daily purchases. And then also we're going to get all the materials needed for Platinum Rods. And I got a Platinum Rod to finish on both these accounts. So let me go ahead and get a room open here. Alright, so the password, if you want to join in, 91496. I'm not going to try to get my alt account in here because it looks like we have a good amount of folks in the chat currently, so I don't want to take 2 slots if we've got 3 people trying to hop in or something. And I may be able to handle a second run on the second account, we'll see. Oh, Frederica's got something she can do here. But yeah, Firefist, if you're still out there, this is one to hop in on. We can easily carry you through, and we'll get you a really good staff for your kill fee. Alistair, I think the Final Fantasy Tactics event is, it's 2 weeks from now, I think. Oh, here, let me switch over to my alt account, I'll show you. If you go to a far plane and to the multi-room, and then just go up here to password input, and you'll type in that code. And then once you hit join, it should bring you in. And what I can do... Nice, perfect. Excuse me. Switch back. Mashed potatoes are trying to kill me. Okay. Alright. Does anyone else want to hop in on these? Ah, perfect. There's no. Sorry, not trying to die. I should probably get some water. So Firefist, basically how these will work is you just need to ready up once you're ready to rock. Once everyone's ready, then I can actually start the mission. And then we just kind of repeat that. So you'll have to re-ready after every run. But the benefit to doing multis is you actually get a higher drop rate on the missions. For some of them, it's 2 times. But they may have lowered that globally, I don't know. To 1.5 times. So I'm going to see if Warrior of Light's going to be our best option for farming, but we'll see. So if you guys would like, if there's enough interest in the chat for folks who want to join in, I can run another multi on my alt account. I've got a Mediana 99 that I can use on that account. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to grab some water, since apparently my dinner is trying to kill me. Oh, shit. There we go. So I'm going to grab some water. I'll be right back. It's nice. Your Orlando is definitely helping. And actually, I should probably switch off the Warrior Blade, to be honest, because he's only able to do single target hits. Even if I bring something like Y'shtola, I'll be able to do a bit more. Because she'll have Foul or something, at least. Or Salir would actually be pretty good. Might bring Salir. But again, folks, if anyone else in the chat does want to join in for Maltese, I can always host a room on my alt account. Just holler at me and let me know. Because I can always get that started. And take a look at a few things, so in the meantime. Let's take a look at equipment. Warrior Light killed a dude? Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Smash taters are stuck. Ah, that's where you got stopped. Needed to awaken another rod. Okay. So yeah, we got some farming to do. I think what I'll do is, again, just holler if you want to join in on another multi-room. I can get two going at the same time.
I cannot lose.
But I will run some offline and do what I can there. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Alright. So, yeah, like, we're gonna get double drop rates on these, it looks like. I can't say I've ever seen a one drop, so I think it is a double drop. But we're getting not only the July tokens, but we're also getting materials for the staffs, which you need a crap ton of these things, velvety fluids, and you get adamantite, and we get the staff book. Like, it's so good to farm these over just the staff event, unless you have like plenty of the materials. Then the book, or I'm sorry, not the staff event, the book event. The book event will not only drop the staff books, but it'll also drop the adamantite as well. But it'll also drop seals, and it'll drop growth eggs, which are really, really good. And the growth eggs, I think, are always the SR. Is it SR? Yeah, I think it's SR rarity. So those are really good to stockpile on. So.
I shall eliminate you.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting to turn on auto from the main menu, so it doesn't save that setting unless I do it just from the main menu. It's funny. Alright. No. Let's go here.
Dance to the death.
Dope. Cool. Yeah, I kind of forgot about Maltese for if you're trying to grind for the souls or elemental alchrists. The multi-rooms are also really, really good because they're actually fairly easy. But you do want to try to line those up on the double days as well. Otherwise, the drops are kind of not great. So like today is Wednesday. So it's water and ice double day. Tomorrow is earth and dark. Friday is lightning and light, I think. But when you have those double days, you get double drop rates from the elemental alchrist rooms. It doesn't mark it in the multi side, so you'll have to go to the offline side to see which one's which. Or just, remember the schedule or something. But the double drop rates are great, and if you do it in the multi, assuming you have a unit that can handle like soloing it, or like say you have two alt accounts like I do, those rooms are like super easy. So you have just a unit solo the room, and you can do that grind at half the energy as normal.
Now's my chance.
So it's something to take up on. It was actually something I was doing a little earlier today. Oh, I got paralyzed? It's whack. Super whack. Oh, I said I was going to switch off Warrior Light and I completely forgot to do that. I will do that next round.
I shall eliminate you.
Yo, Heavenly Blade. Is that her LB? I forget. Oh my god, the paralyzation. Looks like it just ended. As you can see, Vanera is really good because she's not only got high mobility, but she's also got really good jump, as ninjas typically do. But she's a unique class called Assassin. We haven't seen any other Assassins in the game. So she was kind of the first of her kind, if you will. But just having that mobility is really, really nice. And I think that's why I like Shadow Lynx as well, because she's got pretty similar mobility. Yeah, but no, Vanera is... she's solid. Super solid. Alright, let me change over to... I think Salier is going to do best here. Just got to change a few things. Bear with me just a moment. Grab that. We're going to grab Sage's hat. We are going to grab... See, the Magical String's not going to be too helpful here. Because it's Man-Eater, and I don't think that affects non-humanoid targets. So we are going to go with... I think we'll go Serpent Soldier's Crown, actually. And then Shiva. And then... we'll go with the Shiva. The Mobius card is nice if I need the magic, or the missile resist, but I don't think any dudes are doing missile. Oh, nice, switching over to Fred. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, so while that is loading... Oh, I was in the middle of something and I completely stopped. Hang on. I forgot I didn't update my overlay. Was it failed mission? I am going to remember one of these times to set auto.
All right then. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. I think that works in general. Let me see. I'm gonna bring up Division Calc. 9L. Oh, you probably disconnected. I think that happens quite a bit. Ooh, we have Diablo stats. Love it. Alright, you tend to reconnect on those pretty quickly, though. Alright, so while this is running... Yeah, it's fine. 9L will be able to reconnect in. So basically, if you get disconnected for whatever reason, just do your best to relaunch the game, kind of click through the main screen. He's reconnecting right now, but click through the main screen because you can attempt to reconnect to the multi-room, and if the multi is still going and they're not back in the lobby, then you can reconnect, and that's exactly what 9L just did. So.
Take that.
You'll see that quite a bit in multis, unfortunately. That'll happen if, like, my, if BlueStacks, the emulator, if that crashes, if I'm ever doing a multi. So if I'm ever in a mission on my own in a multi-room, unfortunately, if I crash, I lose it. If I'm in offline, though, and it crashes, excuse me, then it will, it'll actually reconnect you back into the fight. So it tends to happen with battle effects, so if you turn those off for the emulator, it happens less, but stuff like that.
Time for it.
What I can actually do as well, and when I get into the settings, we're gonna change up our music. Let's see. I think. Sweet. Okay. I think I got it. Oh, and yeah, and remember there are missions during the week. Oh, we actually got a growth egg. Interesting. There are missions during the time that these events are out where it asks, like, do a multi 5 times. So just tackle them. It's pretty quick. You can find a lot of rooms usually, and it doesn't cost you anything. Like, it doesn't cost you any energy to get into those. Oh, did we lose? Lost someone. They jumped out. Melvin, if that was you, are you trying to reconnect in? Actually, we're gonna jump over here. We're gonna crank down our music. You guys get to listen to awkward voice with no music behind it, just for a little moment, while I try to find music. Alright. Because I love the Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack, we listened to that. Alright. Melvin, if you can... I'm assuming you are, dude, just because unfortunately the names are different. Otherwise, we do have a slot open if anyone wants to hop in. I'll give it a minute or two. I'm gonna choke on more potatoes, you know. But once we get this up and going, we're gonna do some theory crafting. We'll do some builds. Alright, so no one's piping up in the chat, so I will go ahead and launch this round, and then once it gets done, then I'm going to bring my alt account in. That might be a little overpowering, huh? There we go. Alright, let me know if sound balance is off. I'm going to turn down my sound here to make sure it's not kicking back into my mic.
All right then. Here we go.
What we'll do here... I also need to keep an eye on my alt account. Which one am I looking for? Desktop. There we go. Stretch this out. Okay. So, let's do some builds. War the Visions calculator, or just WOTV-calc.com. Super handy. Super handy. I really like this site because you can do builds out here and just kind of tinker with stats. Now, most of the time you have to take these with a grain of salt because it's not likely that you're going to max out equipment. And, it takes forever to max out a unit. So, again, take it with a grain of salt, but we can see the potential. That's always fun. So let's take Kilfi here. Kilfi is the latest unit to come out that's like super meta. We're going to give her the best equipment in the game, and we're going to see how crazy she gets. So, +5 magic. 232 magic, because that's totally fair and balanced. Nice, okay. Come on. BlueStacks just loads. It's so slow sometimes. We'll go and crank the attack. Level doesn't truly matter, but I'll go and just max out everything. Alright, so let's go ahead and save this here.
My trigger finger just reacted on its own. I got bored.
It's so weird not to hear the victory theme. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's... I'm gonna go to Farplane. Yeah, where's our music at, though? It's like Eris, or it's the Midgar theme, so it's like super quiet. Alright. So I am going to bring my alt account into the room. If anyone does want to hop in, though, on the multi, just let me know. I'm more than happy to boot my alt out. So, no hard feelings there. Let me just switch over to Mediana. Oh, no, that's not what I expected. Come on. And then I need that staff. Okay. Cool. I tell you, man, having an alt account for some reason for this game specifically has been like super nice. All right, so we've got the Sage's staff for the weapon. That's gonna boost her magic like crazy high. And then we are going to put her probably in a Sage's hat because she doesn't have any natural evade. So Sage's hat is going to give her quite a bit of evade just on its own.
So you really intend to fight.
Because yeah, we've got 19 evade here, and then
All
plus
right,
the
then.
8
Here
if
we go.
you can get this to a
Take
plus
that.
5 Sage's hat. Totally doable. Totally reasonable to do. Sometimes you don't need to invest that much into it, but if you do, you get 27 evade. That's really high. And just for the TMR, we'll just stick her with her own TMR. Not sure if it's the best choice, because we've got such a high magic stat here. Actually, no, we're doing a build. We're gonna figure out a better option here. So we're getting 232 magic. Nothing's really gonna compare with that. Now the equipment does not stack. I will repeat that. It does not stack. It eventually will, because JP got it. We will eventually get it. But it does not stack. So the magic stat on here is likely the highest. If there is a magic stat on the Sage's hat, it does not stack. Okay. So we have a pretty high HP, but you know, we really don't have really high accuracy and crit rate. So we could play into that. The HP, though, is mainly coming from the Sage's staff. It is setting her a little just above 3,000, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. And it actually looks like the hairpin might have been... Oh, yeah, the hairpin was just giving her a little bit more. So this hairpin was actually benefiting us completely, because it had higher magic, it had higher defense than the Sage's had, and it had a higher crit rate. What I wanted to look at, though, is actually Tyrell's TMR, because I really like Tyrell's TMR. Where'd that go? Serpent Soldier's Crown.
Time for a shoot.
The reason why I like this one so much is because it's got really good HP and accuracy and crit rate, and these are really nice stats. Tyrell was a free unit.
Sorry, I was a little...
That's... Is he available right now still? I forget. I don't think he is. No, he's not. He's not. When he comes swinging back around, if you did not max out this character, do so. This TMR is great. I like this one a lot. The other option you could go if you wanted more defense is actually Mont's. Mont's TMR by Elblum. Getting a lot of HP off of it, but the defense and spirit is mainly what we're looking at here. That will definitely beat out what the Sage's hat has to offer, and we're still benefiting from the evasion from the Sage's hat, so that's always going to be helpful there. But Kilfi, I think, has a lot of protective stuff going on already, and she's going to have a passive for defense up, so I'm not like too terribly worried about building her like super bulky like that. So we're just probably going to use Tyrell's TMR for the sake of this build, which is going to be kind of more focused on Orlando melting, because that is what Kilfi does. Alright, let me see. Nope, then we'll figure out the Esper. I do want to poke around with how Ramuh compares to Diablos, who just came out this week. There's actually a banner out there right now. I think it's like a 5-step up or something like that, which is expensive, but you can guarantee getting Diablos, which is pretty cool. So let's see. We're gonna go with the Serpent Soldier's Crown, and then we're gonna start with Ramuh. We're gonna set that resonance to 10. Resonance, if you're not familiar with it, is basically the longer a unit uses an Esper, the more they get used to that Esper and the Esper accepts them. That's what they call resonance. And as that resonance builds, the stat benefits that they get from using said Esper increase. So you want to figure out the Esper that's appropriate for a unit early, so they can start building at resonance as you're trying to develop them and generate JP and stuff. Keep in mind though, when you skip tickets, those do not build resonance. Resonance has to be generated by gaining XP, and just the one caveat to that rule is that skip tickets don't count. So you actually have to put in the work, unfortunately. But that's where auto repeat's kind of handy, because you can just set it on like some sort of grind that you're working on with that Esper, and they will build it slowly but surely. But Ramuh, how we have him built, again, level 80, all the way maxed out. It's going to take a while, but it's got a max stat of 91. And this build tries to go into all the magic that it can, all the accuracy it can, the evasion, the magic attack, but it doesn't get as high of a magic percentage as Diablo. So we're going to see kind of how that differs, and if that's going to be worth the change, or if Ramuh didn't just get power crept. So we got a little bit of Water Killer too, which isn't going to like super help Kilfi, but it's something against Miranda's. Alright, so for the card, what we'll do is we'll probably just stick with Ramuh. Ramuh, excuse me. Ramuh's card, when it's absolutely maxed out, again, this is incredibly hard to achieve unless you're whaling, a 50% magic boost is massive. Super massive, and obviously very potent. So really, 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 really good. So already with just those two, we've jumped up to near 1,000. Now here's the fun part.
Can you endure this?
Boom! We went over the 1,000 fence, which is actually very difficult for some units to do. I think there's only two, maybe. Maybe just two. That can do that. But yeah, that's huge. I'm gonna set that as anti-barrier. Anti-barrier is probably the most recommended because it will, when it activates, it acts like a guard skill, and it soaks or like reduces the damage by 30%, no matter if it's physical, no matter if it's ranged, no matter if it's magic. So when that activates, you're getting a damage reduction. So for someone like Kilfi, who is a mage, that's kind of nice, because she's not going to have the greatest amount of health. Now another caveat, this says assume your guild statues are maxed out. You can always adjust these though to your current settings, so don't worry about that. But as you can see, we're getting some pretty massive stat boosts for having guild statues maxed. This is also why contribute to your statues every day to help your guild out, because everybody wants them passive stats that they don't have to work for. Especially a 2% agility boost, like, hello. That is, like, anytime you can increase your agility, it usually helps, because you're going to be taking your turns faster than your opponent. Alright, let's get this next round started, and then we're going to take a look at Diablos in comparison. I think we'll keep the Ramuh card, though, because the Diablos card, I think, just actually helps the Dark Attack, which isn't going to be helpful for Kilfi, so... Alright, so let's switch this over. Oh, it's Diabolos. I'm sorry, not Diablos. Let's go and hit that Max Esper button. We're going to crank the magic up. I think... So this is an interesting one, because anytime an Esper gives resistance, that's something you really need to consider. Because having resistance... the estimate for the damage calculations is that resistance applies last. and because of that, it makes it actually very strong to build resistances. So Diabolos here actually has the standard 15 that we typically see on slash resistance, which slash resistance is very relevant. You know, bulk of units hit for slash. So we can actually reduce quite a bit of damage that's taken because of that. So if we do that and instead focus on the slash resistance for this build for Diabolos, we have to sacrifice a little bit of magic attack, but that's okay, I think. We'll still do some comparisons and see kind of how we want to go about it. But because of that, we'll go ahead and increase accuracy, and we'll just throw Light Killer on for the last little skill. We're going to go and save this. The magic stat's a little lower, but keep in mind we're getting up to, what is this, 20? We got 7, 12, yeah, 20% magic increase, where Brahma only had like, I don't even remember. It's not 20 though, it's like only 8 or something. Alright, so a little higher on the magic. I think it's a 20-ish difference. So Diabolos gives a little bit more in regards to the magic stat. So that being said, is Ramuh power crept by Diabolos? Let's take a look at Ramuh's skills here again. Yes and no, because let's take a look at this. We've only got a 7% magic increase, which isn't great. But Diabolos doesn't have evasion, and 7 evade stacks up kind of nice. Excuse me. As you can see, the evade stat right now is 34 on this build, and that's with Ramuh. Diabolos wouldn't be able to provide that. Let me just make sure it's saved everything. Okay.
Sorry, I was a little careless.
So yeah, our evade's still only down to 27. So I think it just kind of depends on how you want to build. Oh, there it is. How you want to build your Ramuh. I'm sorry, your Kilfi, because if you want that evasion in there, because you're literally giving it like a 1/3 chance to evade, then you may want to consider Ramuh over Ramuh. Excuse me, I'm still trying to correct my pronunciation of that. Over Diabolos. But if you're trying to go for the min-max, like I want the highest mag stat, then Diabolos is definitely the route to go, because you're getting a 28 mag difference, and that could be pretty potent. Now, the other TMR that just kind of came to mind is Magical String. This is Celier's. So we're not getting a whole lot of offensive stats, but we are getting a 20% human killer when you cast spells. So any spellcaster is going to benefit from Celier's TMR. And that's probably why Celier is doing so good in the arena these days, is because she has that TMR helping her out. So that could be one we could consider. We can't see the damage difference, unfortunately. And that's one of the other things that we can't test with Diabolos between slash resistance and magic attack, because we can't see what that magic attack is actually going into as far as damage stats. We'd have to do that testing in-game. And unfortunately, you have to kind of tinker with Visior to really do that comparison. So I ain't going to do it, because I don't want to spend my Viz on that. So let's stick it with the Serpent Soldier's Crown. So yeah, this is a pretty potent build. Our defense is actually 25 right now. It's pretty darn good. If we were to swap this out for Providence of Lightning, we drop down to 13 defense, but we do increase to 30 magic resistance. And our only weaknesses are actually kind of like somewhat irrelevant, because you're not going to really see Soshas in like high-end guild battles, and you never ever see Strike. Strike just unfortunately is not cutting it in the meta. So like Zizas are rare, and even then those Zizas are thieves, and they're going for other tech. They're going for Steel Hearts. They're going for Steel Time, probably not, but technically. And they're going for Snipe Dagger. Snipe Dagger is slashing damage, and they'll only have access to Pummel and I think the LB is pump strike attack as well. So they're not really going to use it a whole heck of a lot. So it's not going to be very relevant. That Ziza doesn't have elemental advantage. I don't think there is a Wind Monk. I don't think there is one. So, I think this kind of comes down to how you want to build your kill feed, because you can either do Providence of Lightning or you could do the defense up. If you want to go something that's going to kind of help against the slash teams that you're very likely going to run into more often, or be more anti-Orlandu, you probably want to go with defense up. However, if you're aiming to maybe melt, say like we see more Saliers here in the future or something like that, then maybe go Providence of Lightning, because you're increasing your lightning resistance and your magic resistance to try to soak up those Salier shots. So, yeah, no worries, Zalo. We're actually, I think, pending your guild battle attacks. We left you a scout on one of the Orlandu teams. I haven't taken a look at it. But the Orlandu team that I scouted against, avoid that one unless it's your last option. Oh my god, it was such a tough fight. It was an Orlandu, Rain, and Lucia. All level 99. Beating the crap out of me. It was not fun. I was also down a unit for that fight, but it was not fun. But anyway, this is, I think, a pretty potent kill feed build, but it's not reasonable. And I say that because it's not reasonable to have a +5 Sage's Staff. So let me start this next multi-round here, and we're going to see what the stats change to when we go for a +5 Platinum Rod, which is accessible even outside of this event. Please keep that in mind. You can get the recipes outside of this event because there are certain story missions that drop Platinum Rod recipes. Driving and streaming is dangerous. He's not doing the streaming, he's just listening. Let me see. So let's swap this guy out. Let's go for Platinum Rod. Platinum Rods are super accessible. Their materials aren't the greatest thing to get. So events like this are handy because it drops everything you need, but the recipes are easily accessible. So we've already got a maxed out one for Magic set, so we're good there. Our Magic's to 950. That's still really, really good. And this is a more reasonable build aside from the Vision card. Let's say you did pull Rama, actually, and you've got it only at level 40. This magic increase is still higher than what we would see with the Little Leela card. Let's see, what is the Little Leela card? That is Great Detective Little Leela. So this is actually really easy to max out, but as you can see, the magic only gets to 109 and 15%. A Rama card may not have as high of a magic stat at level 40. Yeah, it's only 73, but it's getting a 20% magic boost. So we're at 812 here with just the no-starred Rama. And the Little Leela, I'll actually see if this is worth it, because I don't know this offhand. Where'd it go? 733. So you're still getting a higher stat by just using even a blanked level 40 Rama card. So keep that in mind. The other option, though, is an MR card that recently came out. That is Envious Magician. This one's actually kind of cool because if, say, Kilfi is the only mage that's on your team, she has a very selfish skill with this card. Usually the MR cards have like a selfish skill, and then they give some sort of party buff. So a maxed out Envious Magician, still a little hard to do, but say you get there, you're getting a 100 activation time decrease for your spells. It's pretty good. And Kilfi already gets a 200 activation time reduction, I think from her master ability or something. But as you can see, our magic stat is actually increased by 30%. So we're getting a little bit more out of that. Yeah, Master Seal gives the 200. So, you know, making her spells cast faster is just all the better. So that's, I don't know, that's an option. But let's stick with just a kind of a blank Rama. And then let's say we've only got a 1-star Esper. What's he getting stuck on? Oh, did someone someone must have booted out. So we have magic, we've got evasion, and a little bit into accuracy. Because those would probably be the stats that I focus on first when you're at level 50. So a more reasonable build. Obviously, the stats are not going to be as high because we're not. Nope, 9L. Okay. The stats aren't as high because we're not able to min-max as best as we'd like, but you know, we've got. So you're saying you'd want defense up with this one? I would agree. I think it still kind of boils down to what you really are looking for your anti that you're going against. Because if you go the defense up, you'll see that our resistances, which keep in mind those applied last, for lightning actually went down quite a ways. If we still stick with that Providence Lightning, though, we're up to a 35% lightning mitigation. So I guess it's up to you. The other option you could do for kind of a more bulkier build is, was it Leonis Castle? Leonis. You want... Oh, with the other vision card, not the Rama, the MR one? Oh, yeah. It does take away 5 defense. Ideally, your mages aren't going to be up there in the fray, though. So I guess that's up to you. If Gilfians ends up kind of getting herself into the fray and getting hit quite a bit, then yeah, I would definitely say defense up. But I think I'm really liking the Spellblade passive there, the Providence of Lightning, because the resistance is applied last, and this is anti-Orlandu. That's where Kilfi's really going to shine. She's the Orlandu Melter, so we really want to try to focus on that. But say you wanted to use Leonis Castle. Leonis Castle is a great one because it's got 15 defense and 15 spirit. And that can stack with your armor if you really need it to. If we do that, we can get up to 40 defense, which is pretty good. Pretty darn good for a mage. That's really impressive. So you'd have to tinker to see what works best against Orlandu. But personally, what I would say for a more reasonable build, we've got the Rama card, the Rama Esper, and then Platinum Rod, Sage's Hat, and then Tyrell's TMR. If you don't have Tyrell's TMR, you could simply use Kilfi's TMR because it's giving, you know, virtually the same stats. So you wouldn't be like too terribly put back. And again, since we're in the lobby, if anyone does want to hop into multis, just holler, because I can always boot my ult out, so I'm not taking 2 slots out of this. So I do not feel bad about letting me know. But other TMRs you could use, obviously her own, or you could use Mont's. Everyone should get Mont's, for sure. And I think Mont's actually not a bad idea in general, too, because, again, you're boosting your defense up quite a bit. So even 19 defense with the Providence of Lightning is pretty darn good. I really like the Providence of Lightning on this. I mean, you're getting some staff books from the event, I guess. Are you talking like you want to run the staff room specifically? Alright, let me save this one. And then, Fire Fist, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this in our guild chat. Oops.
How do you like this?
Okay, so I just put the Kilfie build caveat reasonable equipment in our guild chat, but I'll also share it in our stream chat. And that'll be kind of just like a little bit of guidance. And again, that's kind of meant as a reasonable option. Just trying to go off after equipment that is going to be easy to obtain. It's not the best of the best. And actually, I just realized our guild statues are still maxed, so these are not going to be fully accurate. So if I set it to what our current guild statue levels are, you know, we're down in the 700s, but you know, it's still pretty good. But yeah, just a little bit of guidance. You know, it's kind of a template. You obviously have to kind of tinker and figure out what you're gonna do. And these might not be level 15 right off the bat. You might cap out for a little bit at 12, so we're down to 748. You know, give and take. You get the idea. So let's take a look at another unit though. Let's see. Kilfie is the most recent UR unit. Tell you what, is anyone in the chat needing any guidance on a unit? Because we don't have any new units this week. We did Seymour builds last week, and I think we actually did Kilfie builds last week. Let me see. Who'd be a good one? Ooh, you know who we haven't built yet? Still holler if you need a build idea, but we have not poked around with
Can you
Dario.
endure this?
Let's take a look at Dario. So there was actually a video that AOJ put out, and I'm gonna hunt down this link. Where did I send that recently? Alistair, I think I sent it to you. Yes, I did. Here it is. AOJ, or otherwise known as Cabbage, he did a video that I thought was actually super good for new players. Because what that video does is, even if you don't know anything about this game, it gives you basically a visual of like what to look out for, basically. So like in there it tells you, hey, Mont's really good. You're gonna get Mont guaranteed. It says, hey, Vow of Love is really good, and it's a great investment. So you know, excuse me, you know when you see that Vow of Love coming through, when you eventually pull it, you're going to be like, dope, my Engelbert's better, my Mont is better. Anyone who doesn't have a natural way to get some sort of hate generation from a TP skill is better. Like, Vow of Love's fantastic. But basically, everything that he suggested in that video, as in, basically, it's like his top 20, like best investments in the game, it's honestly solid advice. I really liked it.
Intend to fight?
I must drop for Illusory Bells.
All right, then.
That's the
Here
only
we go.
downside one. His number one suggestion is Ziza's TMR, which hands down is absolutely fantastic. So I don't deny that the Illusory Bells, and I'll actually bring that up so you guys can see what we're talking about. These guys here. These are busted, and they're busted because of Revitalize. But it's got defense on it, it's got agility on it, which is actually very rare for a TMR, and it's got really high accuracy on it. So these, with the active ability of Revitalize, is just a fantastic combination. So this is like AOJ's number one suggested item. If you get Ziza, start working on her immediately. Even if you don't use her on your main team, work on her as your dark pick. unless like you're working on Stern or something first, but even still, like I'd suggest like this taking huge priority as your dark pick, because Ziza, her TMR is just so good, and even her as a unit, she's not bad. You know, she is a strike attacker, which kind of stinks, but you know, she's so speedy. Let's build a Ziza real fast. She's super speedy, and for some of the raids out there, like what was it, the Marshmallow Flan raid? The Marshmallow herself, or itself, is a light unit. So Ziza was like the perfect thief pick for that fight because she was steal time and also was weak to slash resistance. So snipe dagger. So she was really, really nice for that. So our best claws in the game, I want to say, are cat claws.
Can you endure
Let me look
this?
at these again here. We are going to set these for assault. So yeah, these aren't bad. The crit rate will be countered by her TMR, so it being negative is not terrible. We get a little bit of evade on the claws, which is okay. A little bit of agility, but we're still getting more for the TMR, so it's going to take priority there. And then we'll go ahead and max these out. I do want to compare these real fast, though, to the Mithril Claws. Go ahead and save this. Meow. Meow. Oh, that's right. They implemented the reply. We're gonna meow right back at you, sir. Where is Mithril Claws? There you are. Alright, let me start up this next round here, and then we'll go into it. But, the comparison between the Cat Claws and the Mithril Claws was always interesting to me, because there's actually not a big difference between the attack power on an assault version of those items. Oops, thought that was loading. So I remember doing this comparison previously, but I think the Mithril Claws actually had more attack on them. But we're gonna refresh my memory on this. Yeah, so 116. And we're gonna set that to +5 so we get that strike attack coming in. So I guess it really depends on the damage difference that comes in from 2 additional strike attack from a +5 Cat Claw. But Cat Claws only have one higher attack stat. And I don't know if that's worth it, because we're not getting any agility off this. We're going to get evade from another item here. We're probably going to use Sage's hat on Ziza. And the critical rate, again, is being countered out by Illusory Bells. So with that being said, the Mithril Claws are just going to be a little easier to make in general. And the agility is the exact same. The crit rate isn't negative, so we're going to have a little higher crit rate technically. And the just in general, this is going to be a little easier to build, because we have offline story quests that we can grind for this. So you can do the grinding for this item at any point in time. You'll just need the books and whatever other items are needed. So let's go ahead and slap her in a Sage's hat. So her evade's up to 37. When we were looking at builds here, we were mainly looking at Zoo, because Zoo is, I think, the highest attack that had strike attack on the build available. Now, this goes up to, let's see, 4, 7, 10. That's not great. Marlboro, what do you get? Oh, you get 12. You actually get a little higher. I didn't realize that. But I think it was the agility lower. And the attack's only 57. Take a look at this real quick. Attack 57. Oh, wait. Why am I building Zoo? Why was I building Zoo? Oh, I think it was because the attack increase. gonna do some building. All right. Save
Can
this
you
real quick.
endure this?
Because what do we have here? We have 7, 12, 18? Oh, 20. Okay, sorry, forgot the 2. All right, so we have a 20% attack increase from Zoo. So I know I was looking at building with Zoo previously, but we're going to poke around with some other attack-focused units. Don't worry. Zoo is kind of an odd pick, so don't worry too much. I think previously I had Strike Mastery, but it seems kind of silly. We'll go Deadly Mastery, I think.
Can you endure this?
And we're going to go Quick Action, I think. Sub is going to be Thief, because that's guaranteed what she's going to be set as. The card, I want to set our card, because I don't think we have an increased strike attack card. So I want to set that as something that's going to benefit my, maybe my crit rate, or benefit my agility, or benefit my evade chance. So I think 2 out of 3 of those things is actually determined by dexterity. So the Calum card may not be bad. We're going to start this next multi, and then we'll kind of take a look at those builds. Would the Diablos be better than a Rama pick for the Esper? So we compared the Diablos with the Rama. The magic stat is slightly higher with Diabolos. Sorry, Diabolos. And oh, I crashed. Ha! There you have it. All right. This will take a bit to get back in, so we'll just go and run. So the magic stat is a little higher with Diabolos, but Diabolos doesn't have evade. Now it does have slash resist, so it just kind of depends on how you want to build it. I went ahead and built with the Ramu because it's more reasonable that someone has Ramu at this point, more so than the brand new UR Esper that just came out.
All right,
but
here we go.
you know, if you are looking for that higher magic stat, maybe some slash resistance, maybe as an anti-Orlandu, then you could certainly go that route. Because on one hand, Diabolos has the slash resistance, on the other, Rama has the lightning resistance. I believe. Am I talking out of my ass on that one? Hang on. Let me double check this. Oh, it doesn't have... where are we getting the lightning resistance from? I don't remember. Maybe Kilfi just had some light... we were getting lightning resistance, I think, innately. And then Providence of Lightning. So, I don't know. But either way, it kind of just depends on how you want to build it. I think Ramu is a little of a more defensive option because of the evasion, if you have a high evasion stat. If you're looking for Kilfi to take a hit, because you find that more likely to happen, then I would maybe go Diabolos because of the slash resistance. Just make sure to actually go into slash resistance along with the magic. So, it just kind of depends. It really kind of depends. Alright, let me get back over to this zoo here. We got all of that. And then we were taking a look at the Calum card. Let's max this bad boy out. Alright, so we get slash resistance for equipping the
My
card.
trigger finger just
And then we
reacted on
get
its own. I got bored.
a dexterity, like a massive dexterity increase to everybody. So that's going to be kind of helpful for a lot of things. But the main things that we were looking at were the evade chance and the critical hit rate, which dexterity, I believe, plays into both of those. Uh-oh. Fire Fist, did we lose ya? Fire Fist, we'll give you a second here to kind of pop and chat. Let me know if you're just dropping out or if you're trying to get back in. Let me save this real fast. We're going to set that there. Dexterity is going to go to 340, which is actually a really big boost. The agility's up to 96, so she's speedy. Super, super speedy. Let's see, Evade is up to 37, but Zoo is not. Oh, you're fine, dude. Yeah, take your time, man. 9L looks like you dropped as well. So, Zoo is not bad. Oh, actually, hang on, I forgot one stat. We have a 38 strike attack increase here. So we're getting quite a bit. Our attack stat is 635, which is not like super high through the roof, but we're also not focusing on the attack stat. Say if we were though, let's use the highest attack stat increase out there, which is Ifrit, because we get that 50% attack boost to everybody. The fire attack unfortunately is not going to be relevant here, but we'll see. Ifrit. So Ifrit's got a higher attack for sure as a base stat, and that may come into play. But he also has the attack increase, not as high as a percentage as Zoo, but 7%. It's still going to be pretty good. And then with the base stat being increased by Ifrit's base stats, it's pretty awesome. We've also got a little bit of evasion going, which Zoo can't offer. And then we also have the missile resistance, which, again, Zoo cannot offer. So let's see what the stats look like here. So we got 723. So yeah, Ifrit is going to get... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. We have 807. Ifrit is going to give you more attack. However, we again don't know how much of this is affected, like how much of the damage output is affected by the strike attack, and the strike attack may not be relevant now that I say this out loud. So Zoo may not be the best pick out there, but it does have the 20% attack increase, and it has the strike attack, so if Ziza needs to do, say, like an auto attack or something like that, it's going to be hitting a little harder. Yeah, we're not actually that far behind with Zoo. So say you're having like a really hard time getting Ifrit, which I didn't have Ifrits on either of my accounts for quite some time. Zoo's really easy to pull. Zoo's not bad. It's got a 20% attack increase. The base stats aren't going to be nearly as high. It's going to be a little easier to awaken. It unfortunately goes at the same rate as far as building it as the other ones. But it's it's don't write off Zoo is basically what I'm trying to get at. So this isn't too bad. So we got 788 attack. We've got 96 agility, which if you wanted to like super duper increase this, I would suggest the Mobius card. Hope and Illusion. So if you were around during the Mobius collab, this is a fantastic card. They gave you this one for free, but why I like it is because you get an agility increase for the wielder. What's also kind of nice, and notice we hit 100. Let's go ahead and save this real quick. Let's go over here to team. Let's grab Ziza, of course, and then let's grab like a Warrior of Light. Let's grab Ramza. I don't have a Ramza build, but that's not important here. What I'm looking for here is the Scion card. This gives a 15% agility boost. So what is her agility now? It is 109. Folks, that's massive. Massive. The password is 91496. So this card is fantastic. Getting it to 99 is not likely, because you're probably a whale if you've managed to pull the card that many times. But it's a fantastic card. If you get this card even at just like a 0 level, you're still getting a 4% increase. So that's still going to translate into 2 agility, which could make all the difference. Let's pull Shadow Lynx in here. Shadow Lynx has an 84 agility, which Ziza is way outspeeding that. Who's another fast ninja unit? Oh, we are ready. Perfect. Ketone, I think, is another fast one. 88. Like, Ziza is outpacing all these guys. Etra, I forget what her agility's at. 60, so yeah, she's not even relevant here. Ayaka's usually pretty quick. 67. Oh, wow.
Well,
No,
well,
I'm-
so you really intend to
Oh,
fight?
I'm sorry.
All right then. Here we go. Take that.
Well, just the usual plan. If you just want to leave it, I'll take it up to the bins. You take the bins up to the tree. You need help? Hang on. Did I try Lamia Queen? I have not. Let's poke around with that. Let's go back over here. Let's go to Ziza.
Seems I'll have to fight in earnest.
Now, Lamia Queen, like you mentioned, is another strike attacker. And she came out at pretty early in the game, I would say. She's been out for like a month or two now. Oops. Thanks. Okay. I think the reason why I haven't really considered Lamia Queen is because her attack stat's a little lower than Zu. And her agility is lower than Zu. She is a hybrid in the sense that her attack and magic are the exact same. Her attack increases a beefy 15, which is pretty good. And then the strike attack goes all the way up to 15 as well, so that's pretty nice. She doesn't have evasion, but neither does Zu. She has strike resistance, which unfortunately isn't very relevant. The Ice Killer could be. Accuracy, though, we still want to go for. Reaper Killer's not relevant, so yeah, we'll just go Ice Killer. And then, oh, I guess we can do all of that. All right. So with all those selected, got a massive strike attack up, which is nice. Our attack, however, is only 621. Let's get the Ifrit card back on there. 779 with the Ifrit. So with Zu, 748. I already forgot the number. Oops. 736. Okay, so Zu is still high, like a little higher, but not a super big amount. So, oh wait, I'm sorry, the numbers were off. 788.
All according to plan.
788. 788, 779. Okay, so again, still like a little difference. You know, not like a super big one. So I think it kind of depends on what's out there. Now, the biggest thing though is the agility, because agility is going to matter quite a bit. Because the higher agility, the higher you are, or the faster you're going. And Ziza with really high agility is just nutty, absolutely nutty. So, Zu does offer higher agility, so you're just on the brink of 100 here. And let's say you have Ifrit.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
this was nothing to worry
96.
about.
So we're actually on par completely. Does Ifrit have the same exact agility? 14. Compared to... Sorry, I know the multi's done. 14. Yeah, their agility is the exact same, actually. But that also means if you give Ziza Siren, how high can we get this agility right now? Oh my goodness. Slash resist, evasion. 739. We hit that 100 agility before the card support. Our evade's really nice at a 44, so we're, you know, just barely off of a 1.5 chance. Or I'm sorry, not 1.5. A 50% chance to evade. Say, let's save this real quick. And we're gonna keep it on Siren for just a moment. I'm gonna go back to our team build.
So you really intend
We're
to
gonna go
fight?
Ziza and like say you got Salir. I don't think I've got Salir
All right,
like
then.
super built
Here
on
we
this
go.
one. No, I don't have a build in here. But we're gonna take a look at the Shiva card. Shiva card adds
Seems
evasion
I'll
rate to
have to fight in
everybody.
earnest.
When you have it completely maxed out, that's 20. 20! Like, that's crazy. You give a 1 in 5 chance to someone who doesn't even have evasion with this card alone. Not only that, you're getting a massive 170 mag stat, massive 330 HP. Like, this is such a good card, y'all. But the evade stat, 64.
Not bad. How do you
Like,
like
it's
this?
nuts. Oh my god. And not to mention if you had like a Catone as your third, and that Catone had Secrets of the Heart, giving that 35% luck. I don't think it factors in, does it? No, it doesn't factor in here, but the luck is going to jump up so much, and that factors into evasion chance. Like, it's nutty. Absolutely nutty. It's so good. So good. I really want to build an evasion team. I want my Shadow Links to be, like, super awesome. So, because in this build here, we had
Time for a shootout.
a 982 attack. We're using Two-Headed Dragon, which I think has the highest attack in the game right now, and we are using what is the name of this? Suzuki's Katana over her own TMR. But you know, we're hitting that massive stat. We've got a 61 evasion, so that's even before a Shiva. So like, say let's use let's use Mediana, since I've got Mediana on this account. Mediana, we've got the Shiva already installed on this one.
According to plan.
We got a 904 magic stat, super big. And then now we've got a 54 evade chance here, an 81 evade chance for Shadow Links, and then let's just finish it off with that Catone. Bada boom, bada bing, baby. We've got a 69, nice, evade chance for Catone. We've got a 54 evade and an 81 evade. And then let's actually increase that a bit. Yeah, 938 attack here for Catone. Like, boom, boom, boom. Fantastic. This is, Mediana's probably not even, like, the most optimal choice here. But this is a team that I could build on the alt account. The only thing that I'm missing from this build now is actually this TMR, and Catone actually being level 99. So I'm pretty darn close on the alt account. I think I just hit A5 LB3 on Catone. So I think I figured out why we saw that Engelbert earlier of Tetris. Oh, you know what? Was it the evade chance? Because that would make a lot of sense. Tetrasylphid is the one summon in the game that has the highest evade chance. And actually, let's take a look at that too. Tetra. I'm gonna save this team real quick. Did I already save this team? Again. Load team? Yeah, I've already got it saved. Look at me go. 15 evade and 25 plus wind resistance. Exactly. Yup. Yup. Nice. Zalo, you are home. Oh, did our Oh, looks like our music switched. 1 second. Let's go on FFA. Well, do we have a Tactics OST? Nice. I don't think I've ever heard the Tactics OST. Alistair, this one's for you, man. Oh, that's right, Tetra. So yeah, we got the evasion chance here, which that is 6, 10, 15 evade. It's better than 7. That's super dope. And then yeah, the wind resistance is pretty relevant because we've got Lucia's running around. Technically Ayaka's, but that's not relevant because their spells are all elementless. Any Darios, I guess. Ayaka's, or not Ayaka's. I'm sorry. Oh, who's the Viking gal? I should know this. Viking Wind gal. Oh. Huh? If I had my sound on. Yurma! Yes, that's it. Thank you. If I had my sound on, I don't remember if I did, to be honest. But yeah, let's take a look at this. Dang, actually, that's not bad. Lucia or Yurma with Tetra's card can have massive wind damage, I bet. Holy cow. Well, especially with all the Earth Killer. Like, oof. You could build this, like, super nice. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So, like, the Tetra card helps the wielder quite a bit. The magic stat is actually hybrid, and the agility stats are actually really nice. So, that has me thinking. Let's go back to our evade team real fast. If we swap out Mediana for
So
Red
really
Mage.
intend to fight.
All right then, here we go.
Let's go for Red Mage. Where's our Red Mage? Let's say an Adelard. Just to throw a Red Mage out there. Adelard's really interesting because he's got really good resistances. He's got positive against slash and positive against missile. Already really relevant. Excuse me, relevant. We're gonna go Regenerator. We're gonna go Subjob White Mage. Let's build an Adelard super fast. Super fast. Let's get that Sleep Blade. We're gonna need to customize. Oh, we don't need to customize this. Look at that. Alright, that's already in there. Red Mages can wear cloth. Yeah, so our best cloth is Platinum Red? I think it's Platinum Red. Nice. We've already got the shield installed. And then... what would be our TMR? His own TMR is... it's not bad, but I forget what the magic stat is on it. Oh, let's actually go units. Adelard. Here.
Time for a shootout.
Brilliant sword. Oh. Well. Nice. 96. Yeah, Sleep Blade is gonna have a bit more magic there, so I don't know if we'd really go for anything else. This is offering a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of crit rate. We can make that a bit better, of course, with the Tyrell TMR, but I need to take this off of here anyway because I don't have that on the alt account. I don't have Tyrell's TMR. I have Tyrell, I just don't have his TMR. So let's give 26 plus 15 magic is probably going to outperform. Is it going to outperform? Oh, because yeah, that is slash attack, huh? Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, let's do that. So that oh my God, stop! Thank you. Holy cow! You could actually do Hermes sandals. This is an item you will never get. You're never gonna get a +5 Hermes sandals. It's just not gonna happen.
Can you endure this?
But if it did, you have 22 of 8.
Nothing to worry about.
22. That's massive. So then let's oops. Oh, we just finished, so I didn't miss much. What time is it? Alright, so we're gonna do these for about 20 more minutes, and then I will need to end the stream. Zalo, did you do your guild battles, sir? So we got 3 teams remaining when I left it, so... You have to lose a lot of PvP matches to get those sandals. You're dang right, yeah. Like, oh my god, +5, you need 63 sandals. Like, you'll get dodge, you know, eventually, but oh my god, I can't imagine getting 63 of those. Let's set that Tetrasilphid here. We're gonna customize it here in a moment. And then let's put the Shiva card here. So we're not going to do the Earth Killer. We're going to focus on the wind resistance here. Yeah. Save this. Our support skills are going to be, I think, Mage's Protection and...
Alright then, here we go.
Probably Initial.
Seems I'll have to fight in earnest.
What does that affect? Yeah, we'll go Initial, because Red Mages start with 50% of their AP pool. So... Gosh darn it, Zalo, do your guild battles. We'll take a look at it before we end the stream, too. Alright, so... With this build, we get someone who didn't have any natural evasion. Let me bring up Battle Art here. Stats. You know, doesn't have any natural evasion here, from my understanding. Yep, not seeing it. Just double check, go to the builder. Units. Adelard. Yeah, so a blank Adelard has no evasion chance. None at all. With this build, we give Adelard a 57 evade chance. Super massive. What's really cool is your Shadow Links is actually going to be set to a Samurai sub-job. Samurai, when you do a skill there... Shadow Links. Active skills. And you are a Samurai. Let me... where's it at? Illusion. Here we go. 25 evasion rate. I thought I was actually 60%. I'm incorrect. What am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of YouTube Simi. Yeah, you got a 25 evasion rate. What does that all do in this build? Is that it actually gets Shadow Links above 100. So it has to be countered by accuracy in order to actually hit. It gets Architones pretty darn close, because, let's see, 69 plus 25 is 94. And then for our Adelard here, you're getting them just above a 3/4 chance. So the illusions are going to be like super duper good. And then, let me see. I'm not even sure what sub-job you'd run here, to be honest. I need to look into this, because Soldier's going to have access to... Oh, you know what? It is Soldier, because Drain Force. Let me see.
Time for a Shiva.
I think someone disconnected.
Seems I'll have to fight in earnest.
Oh, no, everyone's back. Okay. So yeah, Adelard may not be bad here. This is an unlikely build, again, because of the Hermes Sandals. But, oh, we do have an agility over 103. Ketone. Crazy.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm still struggling to figure out who my third is. I think Adelard would do pretty good here. Ayaka wouldn't be terrible. But she's just so buff heavy. That we have to kind of focus on like her as a white mage more so than someone who could potentially have a 50% evade chance. So I think Adelard's going to be really, really good. I'm going to test with Rain here in a second though and see kind of like how those stats are looking, because I might like that more. Because Rain's going to benefit pretty heavily from a Shiva card, Sorry, lost my words there. A Shiva card, and the magic is going to help there, and the he's going to have a TP skill to do the aggro, which is going to be actually very helpful. That Adelard would catch a lot of people off guard. I think it would too. I absolutely think it would. So it looks like I've already got a rain here. Let's we're going to switch this out for Shiva. Ew. My finger on the mic. It hurt. And then let's go for that Tetra. Set this up to 10.
Right, here we go.
Ooh, my shoulders. Ugh, this chair. Since the arms don't adjust, I find myself sometimes pinching my shoulders. It's not a good thing to do, y'all. Check your posture. Alright, so we've got a 37 evade. Why?
Can you endure this?
37 evade. Oh, it's because we don't have anything with evade. That would do it. So like say this is a Hermes sample. We got that saved. There we go, 57. So, you know, this could give anybody, you know, this combination of Tetra, Shiva, and Hermes sandals could give anybody that you're using a 57 chance. Now, obviously, Hermes sandals is not really like feasible. So let's take a look at the Sage's hat. Sage's hat is even better, y'all. Get a +5 Sage's hat. Get 20, because they're just so dang good. Look, everyone is using Sage's hat. Look at this. Ah, that's crazy. That's so funny. So what would we put for the TMR on Rain? Illusory? Well, no, he already starts off with, I think, he's got 90 AP. You don't want to use Saiga Gauntlet. Honestly, Illusory Bell wouldn't be bad. Oh, wait, we've already got it in Katone. But let's give Katone her own TMR. How does that look? 79, 101, 82. That's not bad. Saiga Gauntlet's pretty nice though, because you get an increase to move and jump, and you actually get a hide effect. And the hide effect I think gets better. Oh, not by much. That's not even worth building. What the heck? What? Wow. It doesn't get any benefit until level 15. Oof, do not waste your limit, like your item flowers on it. Nice, you got 6. Ooh, that means there's only one team left, and it's probably that really powerful team, so I'm not worried about it, because I don't think anyone's going to be able to take that out.
Can you endure this?
So, anyway, so this build's not bog. I like it. I like it. We're gonna save this one. Save. Replace. Perfect. Yeah, I don't blame you not going for that one. That one, one's tough one. Yo, 12 velvety fluids? Let's go. Those things are... You need so many velvety fluids. Unless it was my first fight and I didn't need shards. Yeah. No, I totally get it. Okay. So, let me see. I think we're going to do one more run on the multi, and then we'll need to cut it off as I try to wrap things up. Yeah, so we built an evasion team, kind of. I had it already pre-built, but we've kind of tinkered with it and set it all up. So, Shadowlink's Rain Ketone, I think that's going to be what I focus on for the alt account. And, oops, sorry. Oop. There we go. That'll be what we focus on in the alt account. Now, this build isn't doable just yet because we don't have access to Sasuke's katana, which is technically a ninja blade, and we don't have that TMR. Let me see. What TMR can I put you in? Maybe just the lion number. What about 82 agility.
Oh well.
What
So
if we did Boxer's Badge?
All
Boxer's badge is an interesting one because it gives a 3 agility and 8 crit rate. Come on, it's not that.
Seems I'll have to fight
85.
another
I like that. I like that a bit more. If I can get Tyrell's TMR, then I'll definitely go for it. But Mont's TMR is like miles easier to achieve, and I'm actually not even going to have access to Illusiori bells. And I have to build all the Sage's hats in the world to get this. So this is a way future build.
Not bad.
Probably by then we'll have other units to use, so whatever. Yeah, so cool. That was awesome. We did a Kilfie build tonight. Heck, we did a Ziza build tonight. Got to see how speedy she was. There's not a way. Yeah, there's not a way to sort by agility. Let's see. I haven't built an Eileen, a Gilgamesh. Mashari, I don't think I'd build. Miranda, I haven't touched Ramza or Orlando for that matter. Rob, I'm actually working on the main account, so we'll try to start doing builds with him here soon. And Yurma, we haven't poked around with much. Victoria, we haven't poked around with either. And a little bit with Vanera, I guess. Yeah, a lot of folks. Just keep in mind, like, all of these units are viable except for Balo. Balo's bad. He is bad because look at this agility. Look at it. It's so low. For comparison, let's look at Engelbert. Engelbert's known for being like super slow, and I don't know how they compare.
All according to plan.
He's slower than Engelbert. Balo, why did I waste materials on you? Oh, I was so blind. Don't level your Balos. Don't level your little Leelas. She's so slow. It kills me. It kills me. Oh wow, I didn't even realize like Severo was that slow. Severo I've actually liked, but I didn't realize he was so slow. Even Naya's a little faster. These SR units are just like so, like, what the heck? Phoebe? Holy crap,
Can you
okay.
endure this?
I don't know. Balo's slow. That's the conclusion.
Nothing to worry about.
I can't do it. Alright, folks, I'm gonna go and wrap up the multis here so I can kind of close things out here in the last 10 minutes. I have so many silver adamantite. My auto crafting just doesn't. Well, autopilot for crafting, I should say. Just doesn't use the silvers all too much. Alright, so let me switch it back over here. We're gonna go over to the main account. Cancel out that. Nice. Alright, so yeah, the only remaining team here is this team that I don't suggest anyone trying to attack. The only people who have remaining attacks are Chris and Putty, who didn't attack yesterday. I know Chris is doing DoorDash, but Putty just kind of ghosted after that super long chat that we had in the guild chat about video games, and he kind of just stopped. So don't know what's going on with Putty. We'll see if he's still going to play or not. I don't want to make a determination after 2 days, you know. It's not fair. But yeah, no, I think we're in a good spot. We have such a huge lead. I don't expect them to do much here in the next less than 4 hours, 3.5 hours. So I think we're winning this one, boys. Did good. Did good. Let's do real quick guild evaluations. I don't know much on Gilgamesh, so I'm assuming these are good choices because the magic is affecting his Frostblade and Haemon and Flash, because you can tell the magic thing here. Now you're probably not using Flash. The AP cost is like massive. Kosetsu actually, wow. Okay, yeah, just focus on the magic, dude. This is solid. I didn't realize he had so much just straight magic stuff. Switch out this bomb. Bomb doesn't have a very high magic stat, so you want. Let's see. You know, the good magic users out there. Diabolos obviously just came out today. That's a pretty good one. Ramu would be another one. Siren would be another one. Shiva would be another one. You're using Shiva obviously on Gilgamesh. Yeah, Cactar is probably the other one because it has it focuses on magic. Otherwise, you're looking at hybrid ones. It's just the magic stat on bomb's not very good, so I don't suggest that. You could also look at Float Eye, but I wouldn't. Float Eye is kind of an odd build where it's high. It's focused on attack, but has mag up %, so it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I would probably go Cactar or Ramu. Or Diabolos if you manage to pull that. Or Death Machine, I suppose. Death Machine gives increased defense, so that wouldn't be terrible. It just doesn't help your max stat at all. Because, yeah, there's a big difference there. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, switch that out for sure. And then the vision card, aim for something that has higher magic. That will end up helping her out quite a bit. So yeah, you're doing good there. And obviously Iron Giant I agree with here. I think that's super dope. This card is fantastic if you get an opportunity to get more shards from this upcoming Final Fantasy Tactics event, do so, because just leveling that up is going to be great. Maybe look at armor over an accessory because you'll give him more HP over the bravery. So yeah, but no, I think this is good. I'm going to assume that these are level 30 and that you've capped these out, because that's going to be better than like you just kind of like a new piece of armor that you're trying to combine or something. But all in all, you know, your Gilgamesh I think is built pretty well. Orlando's built pretty well. I would swap that out for armor. Correct these, the Esper and the Vision card, and I think you're all set. Get a Platinum Rod on this, obviously, once the mag stat gets higher than the regular staff. Let's see. Zalo, I mean, you know what you're doing. So we've obviously seen pretty good. It's interesting that you have the Final Fantasy Tactics card on Ayaka. I don't disagree with it. I think that's super dope. And you've got the Man-Eater going on here. I like that. And the crit rate, yep. That's pretty good. I like that. Tack's going for resistance. We can tell by this card and the slash tack. So he's set up to actually counter Orlando's. We need to keep that in mind when we're figuring out attacks to do. That he's kind of set up to counter Orlando's with this build, or just general slash attacks. Obviously, we want to try to improve out of the magical coats here, or Scholar's Robe, or whatever that is. You know, just try to get in some better armor at some point. Other than that, yeah, I don't disagree with anything here. It's kind of odd that you have Rain going for the tank here and then a Vow of Love on the Ramza, but it looks like Ramza does his job and survives. That's all. I put it on her for the agility, and Rama gives a little lightning resist for Ramza. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. See, Fumu's build is bad. We all know that. Let's take a look at Putty. Oh, that's right. So Putty was going for like a crit build here, which was kind of odd. Because I feel like with Tyrell, all you really need is his passive. You don't really need to use the vision card to like increase it. Because Tyrell's, let me see, I think I've got a build in the calculator for Tyrell. Let me check real fast. Yeah, I have a build in here that's already getting a 62% crit rate. And really what's building into that is his own TMR, Behemoth, and the passive for Deadly Mastery. With you using the Fun Times card there, let's see, Fun Time, let's cap that out. You do increase to an 82% crit rate, but I think I would just rather go for like a higher attack, because you're at 591 with Fun Time, and then like say if you use Echoing Screams, we're already getting up into like the 600s. So if you are aiming for a 100% crit rate, then by all means, the Fun Times is definitely the way to go. But you know, I just don't know if Tyrell needs it because he hits hard enough. So it's not like Elda, who needs to rely on those crits to kind of get his damage output and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. I don't know if I truly agree with the Fun Times here, and I would maybe just swap that out for like a higher attack vision card, or like say like an Ifrit, because that would help your Warrior of Light. I don't know if I'm crazy about the Horn Castle here on Warrior of Light because he's meant to be your tank. I would maybe look at you know, the Iron White Guard to increase his resistances is always a nice one. Could look at Leona's Castle, but that's only if you're trying to outpace your armor. I can't even remember what I have on mine, to be honest. What do I have on mine? Yeah, I've got the Snow White Guard. So, like, I went for the resistant build there. So you could try that. I know you've been kind of struggling with the guild battles not going, like, super great. But I think you could go for a different option here. I'm not super crazy about his own TMR on him, just because he uses the ability, like, super early. I like Ayaka's TMR, or Ziza's has been doing pretty good. Birth of a New Life, Nino mentioned in chat. Yeah, that definitely is good for a tank if you want massive HP. So I'd say Birth of a New Life would be really good too, because you'd share the luck chance from Birth of a New Life over to Tyrell, and just increase his crit chance. So that's pretty darn good. As soon as you get a Rama, Rama will outpace this card, but obviously if you don't have anything better that's giving a magic percentage, then you know this is the best you got. You could go for a Platinum Rod at some point if you get a higher magic stat than Y'shtola's TMR. Y'shtola's TMR isn't doing a whole lot outside of just the magic. So you have access to current items that can improve on Y'shtola's performance. So maybe take a peek at that. But obviously the Esper choices, I totally agree with. I like it. You know, I can't see the builds, but I hope the Iron Giants come for Slash Resist, because that's super relevant. You can get up to 20. Otherwise, Siren can get to 25. You know, we're probably getting a Man Killer in here. Maybe take a look at Missile Resistance or Slash Resistance to help with Tyrell's survivability. Because you're playing a very hard element right now, where water is weak to Frederica or Landu, Salir. You know, all of these folks we're seeing quite a bit of in guild battle teams, so that kind of makes it difficult for Tyrell to perform, but I think he can do it. He just needs to act faster. So, yeah. Let's see, Chris, I've helped with his builds, you know, one-on-one in person, so he kind of already has a little bit of guidance. Obviously, we want to improve out of the Leather Coat when possible. We want to improve out of the Scholar's Robe when possible. The Mage Masher, you know, if it's not +5 already, we want to try to get it there. The Mithril Armor, you know, you're probably going for that dodge chance, which I do like on Mont. So all in all, this isn't bad. You're working with what's within your means. You did pull the Tetra recently. I remember you telling me about that. So that's going to be really good once Lucia can really take advantage of the missile attack increase and maybe even the Earth Eater. So, just quick fix. Dex is used to increase crit too. Oh, yeah. You're totally right. So if you, going back to Putty's build, you could look at the Kalem card, which will give slash resistance and up to 35% Dex to the party. So that could be pretty nice. Luck is for some reason accuracy and evasion. Oh, so luck doesn't factor in. Okay. So yeah, you could look at Kalem. I would probably put it on Tyrell and then focus on like an HP up for everybody or something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not crazy about the Horncastle and Wool. Wool's job is meant to tank. And even with the tank build that I've got going, he hits pretty strong. But you want him to have that bulk to be able to soak up all the attacks, so. Let's see, was there anything else I needed to touch on? No. Alright, so we're doing pretty good here. Miles, you just started your account here recently, so not a whole lot to really go off of. Your Esper choices need some work. this is an attack-focused. Saves you by destroying your enemies. Hey, the best defense is strong offense, right? Is that the saying? So, our Esper choices are kind of all over the board. The Behemoth is not great for Kilfi because Behemoth is attack focused. So it's not helping Kilfi, who's a magic user. So you want to correct that. You also want to get out of the Iron Rod as soon as you can. Iron Rod, for some reason, has a higher attack stat than magic stat. Don't know why. But as soon as you can, just get a better rod. Try buying one of these staffs that you can sometimes find in the shop. It's just like a normal rarity staff. You don't have to like craft it or anything. And then just take that to level 30. That's going to last you a long time. That's actually going to be my suggestion for all of your units. Like I think the magic stat for a level 30 staff, which isn't hard to get to, is like 49. So it's going to outpace Iron Rod. Longsword is kind of a hybrid sword that's kind of like attack and magic. So if you can, I forget if they're still handing out Excalibur. If you have Excalibur, take it out to level 30, slap it on Warrior of Light, you're going to do a lot better. Maybe try to get a chest piece armor instead of this, unless you're trying to focus against missile resistance. Because Bronze Helm is okay, but it's not actually doing anything for missile resistance. You'd have to be looking at like the other helmets that are like rarity R or above because they have a passive. Unfortunately, the Bronze Helm does not have that passive, so it's in large kind of useless compared to like say the leather armor or something like that. Oh, Excalibur is no longer being given out. Ripperoni. Work with the longsword as long as you can, and then try to find a better sword. Ah, that sucks. That actually really stinks that accounts aren't getting Excalibur anymore. That's such a good sword. Man, that really stinks. Anyway, Lamia Queen is a hybrid unit. You probably have Iron Giant. You probably have Siren, hopefully. Actually, Siren's not being handed out anymore either, is she? I would say Iron Giant would be one. Siren would be another. Ifrit, if you have him, wouldn't be bad. Just something that can increase slash resistance, because that's going to be the most relevant to where you're at. Lamia Queen, unfortunately, is not going to be doing a whole lot. Echoing Screams is good, but none of your other dudes benefit from slash attack. So it's not a great pick here. Maybe you could look at something that's maybe increasing his own slash attack and then doing something else for the party. He could switch Cactuar to kill, I agree. Lamia to Ziza, I also agree. And Behemoth to Wool and be okay. I absolutely agree with that statement. Because those are kind of more lining into what they kind of attribute to as far as their passive stats. Lamia Queen is strike focused. Behemoth does have slash attack on his skill tree. And Cactuar is kind of a crit magic build. So that would play right into what Kilfi goes for. The Secrets of the Heart on Ziza is not bad. That luck chance does play into, as we found out earlier, accuracy and evasion. Ziza's got some pretty decent accuracy and evasion, and also needs a little bit of help with it. So not a bad pick. There might be some better ones though if you have something like that increases just straight attack or something like, or even like a crit rate and attack in general. So Fun Time actually is a pretty decent one for her if I recall correctly. Let me take a look at Fun Time again. Yeah, Fun Time increases crit rate and attack for everybody. So that may be one, and that one's actually pretty easy to build because it's an SR. So you have an easier time finding that, maxing it out, etc. So, I know you're new to the game, don't worry, this is not like harsh criticism, just kind of some guidance on how to improve your team. You'll see your attack stats and max stats boost through the roof once you kind of get some better synergy. I used Behemoth on Mont for a long time, and it's a solid choice. I used Behemoth on Mont as well. I actually had Behemoth on Mont and then Iron Giant on Thancred. And it kind of was kind of a nice little like balance between those two to help Thancred be a little more tankier and help Mont do a little more attack damage. So I like that as well. I like Behemoth on Mont a lot. Let me move on here. Fuma's still at work. 9L, I know you know what you're doing with your characters, so I'm not really gonna have too much advice. You're still trying to poke around with trying to be a Mediana killer. So I think that's doing wind resistance, that's right. This is doing ice resistance, so that will definitely help. Yeah, honestly, this looks all fine to me. I don't have much advice. It'd be probably just improving equipment. You're still trying to poke around with your team, I know that. I'd be curious how Mashre is doing. Record your matches sometimes, man. I'd love to see your matches. Even if you like don't share them like publicly, or you just kind of have like a private YouTube thing, just throw those in our guild chat. I want to see your matches. I think we'd learn a lot in regards to how to improve your team with some VODs. Nevik, I worked with him one-on-one on these. We kind of talked about improving the Rhinestone Ring. We talked about getting Icebrand off of Whisper, and Whisper is probably going to switch over to Engelbert because he's not liking how Whisper tanks. Whisper is a very equipment-heavy character, so it's not great to start off your account with. But she can hit okay as a samurai, so... But yeah, he's going to swap this out for Engelbert and then switch over to the Rhinestone Ring. I'll actually fuss at him tomorrow to go ahead and make those changes. And then Bobby Corwin. This is 9L's alt account. Again, 9L, you know what you're doing. I like this a lot. The Wizard's Cap. We haven't seen that in a while. Obviously, get this to... Oh no, is that the Great Bow? No, I thought Great Bow was SR. Oh, that's a longbow. Yeah, get a Great Bow. Great Bow actually has a higher attack stat. Yeah, you know, these choices are good. And then, yeah, just general progress on the account. You know the drill. Yeah. Like how the Nasha. You know, we talked about that before. I think the lacking point here, unless Nasha is the White Mage, which actually, let's take a look. Nasha, she is Paladin, okay. But yeah, I think the lacking point here is you have two tanks. Tank, Whisper. You could swap this out for like a healer, and maybe see some improvement on how that goes, because that way, you know, your Nasha is soaking up the damage while someone is healing. Or if you want to focus on Whisper as your tank, you just kind of swap those around. Maybe try that out. I don't know about Nasha on White Mage. I haven't really been big on that because I think her agility is kind of low. But like, say if you get Cadia, Grace would actually be really interesting. That would play right into the resistances that you were trying to build too. We're going to be switching out one of the tanks for Dario, undecided on the third unit. Yeah, I would say switch out Whisper. You know, we're finding that she's so hard to build on a free-to-play account when she's so equipment focused or dependent that, you know, she's kind of hard to rely on. So yeah, switch out Whisper and see how that goes. And then maybe put Nasha on the White Mage, or swap out Nasha for a White Mage, and then see how that all performs. I'd be curious to kind of see, because I know you're focusing on like characters that you don't use on your main, kind of like what I'm doing with my ult. And having the Uni on there, you know, we're always kind of curious how Uni is doing, so... yeah, try that out and see how that goes. But I think that's everybody in the guild, so that was kind of a real quick crash course on improvements on that you can do on your teams. And Zalo, if you want to record your matches and check VODs out there in our guild chat, I'd love to see those too. That'd be dope. Let me see. I'm gonna grab these real quick. Yeah, where's that Seymour, dude? Zalo, I want to see the Seymour. We got that nasty sounding crit build from him the other day. Tonsto. Do you have a Samsung or... Well, I'm sorry, do you have an Android or iPhone? Or do you have BlueStacks? Do you use the emulators at all? Oh, let's actually restock here. Oh, come on. It's actually so weird that these guys are at the exact same JP. That's super strange to me. Look at that. 905. I'm working on him. The katana doesn't want to work for me on crit form. Oh, you have Android. Okay. So Android, if you have your charger that comes with your phone, plug it into your computer. That's going to launch Samsung DeX. There's that option, or actually you don't even need to do that because the phone itself should have a game recorder or like a screen recorder function. So like if I bring my my phone up here, if I scroll down and then scroll down again, you're gonna get all these extra options here. If you scroll over, scroll to the right, there is one. I'm doing the best I can here. There's screen recorder right here. Use that to record your matches. Launch it before you go into the guild battle match, kind of where it's showing like the levels of all of it and stuff. And it'll do like a countdown and then go live, and then give it a second or two, go into your match, etc. But you could do that and then just upload from your phone. There's a few ways that you can pull it off. If you end up using the Samsung DeX mode, you'll need to get like OBS and then just set up like a scene and do a recording on your PC. So I'm going to be getting a new phone soon, so hopefully it'll make it easier to stream my main account and such. Nice. Yeah. No, I think Samsung DeX works great. It doesn't require any additional equipment. If you don't have access to Samsung DeX, I bought this little dongle here. That is a USB-C to HDMI. You can't charge your phone while you're using that, so that's why I stopped using it. I didn't care for it. But it works really well, and that way you can take an HDMI to a capture card, and then capture card through the normal setup to your PC and stuff. It'll make it so my game doesn't crash as much. I mean, that's always nice. So, alright. Let me see. I don't think there's anything else that I was trying to tackle tonight. So I think we're good. So, alright. We are going to phase out our music. Yeah, look at that professional fade out. Aw, yeah. Alright. Let's get over to... Oops. Did I only mess something up, didn't I? I might have. Okay. Alright. Folks, we had a great time tonight. I saw a lot of folks in chat. I saw a lot of people watching. I appreciate y'all. I really just kind of do this for fun, and I'm really trying to make it big, but if that kind of comes a long way, then dope. But we're really just here to kind of have some fun, talk about War of the Visions. I really enjoy this game. I hope you all do too. It's not to say that there are not faults to the game, of course, but it's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. And free to play is totally viable. Don't forget. Yeah, we achieved quite a bit tonight. We got our guild battles done. We're in a really good spot for our guild battles. We got our arena matches done. We learned quite a bit there in regards to our Orlando matchups. We did a lot of multis. And then we went through and did a guild review. I do those occasionally to try to help folks out. To kind of give you some guidance in regards to how to improve your account. Because I do a fair amount of research on this. So, knowledge is kind of sort of power on that. But part of it's also like, hey, what do you even have access to in your account? Because this is a gacha game and you don't have access to everything all the time. But yeah, we did a really large amount tonight. Warrior Light shrug. You guys didn't see it. Dang. Okay. Warrior Light just shrugs when you click on him. It's pretty great. So anyway, let's see. Stream. Friday is going to be Wild Card. I don't think we're going to be streaming Animal Crossing on the stream for going forward. We weren't getting a whole lot of turnout on those. So Wild Card could mean we could have another mobile game night. It could be Final Fantasy XIV, which I'll include into the mix now because I'm playing that game again. It could be Monster Hunter. Try to make up for my missed Monday one because I wasn't feeling well on Monday. Or Story Seasons. I think those will be the 4 choices. So if you want to vote on those, I do a poll on Friday. It'll be out on my Twitter, or if you had me add it on Facebook, I do a separate poll there, and then I add the results together, and we kind of see who wins. So otherwise, just tune in on Friday, man. We'll be here, and we start around 7:30 Central, and we go for about 3 hours. So, again, I appreciate you folks tuning in. It's really super dope. And I think that is all I have. So, y'all are going to have a great night. Guarantee it. Get some sleep, because it's late. And you're great people. So, have a great night, and I will see you guys on next stream. I'm trying to find my buttons. Oh my god, my buttons. Buttons. Okay. I think we're all set up. Alright, have a great night, guys. Bye.
Patience what I practice, so I wait on you. I pray and I see you smile. Pacing cause you're acting and won't wait on you. I know that you need time. You just wanna take sides. Let's start at the baseline. I know that you need time. Don't play like you're just fine. Don't play when I'm beside you. You gotta be feeling away. Thinking too much if you're not gon' say. This is too much to be on our ways. You gotta be feeling away. Thinking too much if you're not gon' say. This is too much to be on our ways. Why even try to pretend?